Oh, no. Unicorn Baseball is on the air from Dodd Stadium. I'm Adam Plager alongside Ryan Palillo, and well, after a flooded field yesterday, Norwich back in action. Not much of an agricultural man myself, but let me tell you, the field was flooded, not playing conditions you want to be playing in, but Norwich is on a roll right now. They're trying to keep the train rolling. Winners of 3 straight ball games. Boy, they've been the comeback kids as of late. That means it's time for the 3 things you need to know ahead of first pitch. Hey, Unicorn fans, it's play-by-play broadcaster Adam Plager. It's time to get you the 3 things you need to know here tonight as the Norwich Unicorns get back in action here tonight against the Nashua Silver Knights. Thing number 1 tonight is the first of 3 consecutive meetings against the Nashua Silver Knights. Norwich at home is 2-0 against Nashua. Thing number 2, the comeback kids. Norwich has won their last 3 ball games thanks to some late inning heroics, all those coming in the 7th inning or later. Norwich will look to try and do that once again here tonight. A win against Nashua could move Norwich back into the top spot in the future league standings. And thing number 3, Norwich will hand the baseball over to Eastern Connecticut State product Justin Marks. He'll make his 3rd appearance of the summer against the Silver Knights, his 3rd in a row against Nashua. A 2-2 record for Marks and a 3.42 ERA. It's a Sunday fun day here at the ballpark at Dodd Stadium. 4 o'clock Eastern time start for some baseball. Well, Norwich ready to get things rolling here against the Nashua Silver Knights. It's going to be 3 consecutive meetings against Nashua. It all gets started here today. Norwich 2-0 here at home against the Silver Knights, but prior to first pitch here this afternoon, I had an opportunity to catch up with the associate manager of the Norwich Unicorns, Kyle Dombrowski. He talks about the keys to success for Norwich as they look to keep things rolling here this afternoon against Nashua. Unicorns back in action tonight, winners of 3 straight ball games. I'm Adam Plager, joined now by associate manager Kyle Dombrowski. Well, Nashua Silver Knights in town, we'll get to see them a lot here, 3 in a row against Nashua, but just talk about some of the success of the team over the last week.
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch some late inning heroics there. Nick Tomasetto, he's been the hero in 2 of our back-to-back, or not back-to-back maybe, but 2 of the last few wins there in the 8th inning. But that all comes from guys setting each other up for success. So, Zay Walker unfortunately went down, but he had a great backside knock. The first game allowed Nick to set up that 8th inning go-ahead run there. But we've just been battling. Got to be a little bit better in some of our ABs. Put a couple more runs on the board, but our pitching's been nails all year, so they've kept us in a lot of tight games.
We'll talk about the pitching staff. Things have really been locked down for this group as of late. Only have allowed 2 runs over those last 2 wins for your group, and team defense as a whole has certainly been much improved. Just talk about that area of the game.
Yeah, guys are out here getting their work in every single day, so I'm not too surprised to see that show up in the games now. It was just a matter of time. But our pitchers have been awesome. They've been attacking the zone early and not putting themselves in bad counts or anything like that. So we just keep filling the zone up and making the routine plays on defense, and you can see what happens when we do that.
The last 2 wins as well, the saves, I guess. I mean, not for Gavin Hoxie, earned the win in that game, and a 9-out save. So both 9 outs from those arms. Just kind of talk about the back end of the bullpen as of late.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter who we have out there. Everyone's ready for their number to get called and wants the ball in their hands. So I think that's one of the first things you want from a coaching standpoint is just an ultra competitor on the mound. So I'd say by and large that you could throw a rock down in the bullpen and hit a competitor there. So we got the utmost confidence in all guys rolling out there, and it's great to see everyone have success right now in the tail end of the games.
Nashua just about set for some baseball here from the Rose City. We'll take a look at the lineup for the visiting Nashua Silver Knights as Norwich will prepare to face them for 3 consecutive ball games here. Second time here this week. Nashua here at home. Here's a look at the lineup as designed by their manager, Kyle Jackson. Leading off for the Silver Knights is the center fielder, Tommy Ehlers. Batting second in right field, Nader Wachter. Batting third, the designated hitter, Owen Carey. Batting fourth in left field, Aiden Zorin. Batting fifth, the catcher, Will Fosberg. Batting sixth, the shortstop, TJ Laponis. The bottom of the order, batting seventh at first base, Sean Stevenson. Batting eighth at third base, Jeff Valdez. And at second base, batting ninth, is Ben Tulo. They go up against Norwich Unicorn starting pitcher Justin Marks, who has the baseball, the Eastern Connecticut State product. And a team that's been rolling here. Ryan, how do you look for Justin Marks to try and get himself going here today?
Well, Justin Marks is going up against pretty solid team overall hitting. You've got guys for Nashua like Tommy Ehlers and Owen Carey who know how to get things done. Carey in at the DH spot. Really what Marks is going to look for is to get out there, try and stay out there as long as you can, keep this clean, keep this game nice and clean. We saw Friday night's game against Westfield. That was a pretty solid game on the mound for both teams, so Norwich would like to continue their momentum up on the mound.
Well, Justin Marks ready to make his third consecutive appearance against this Nashua team, and things start to tend to favor an offense the more times you get to see the same pitcher in a row. So we'll see how Justin Marks will look to continue to adjust. A 3.42 ERA for Marks entering play, a 2-2 record, and a whip at 1.06. Look at the Norwich defense as we're underway at 4:01 local time here in Norwich. Take a look at that in a moment. Marks' 1-0 delivery misses inside. It's quickly 2-0. At third base here tonight for Norwich is Christian Stratus. At shortstop, Nick Storino. At second base, Nick Tomasetto. And Peter Link at first base. Marks' 2-0 delivery is lifted into shallow left field, moving underneath it, and there to make the catch on it is A.J. Soldra. So one up and one down for Marks to start things out here on this Sunday fun day at Dodd Stadium.
Yeah, and there's Soldra making a great play. We've seen a lot of progress in terms of fielding for the Unicorns. They're going to continue that tonight.
Nashua trying to get back on the right side of the win column. Losers of 4 straight ball games. One of those coming against these Norwich Unicorns. That was back on Wednesday. First delivery to Nader Wachter is a called strike right at the knees on the outside corner. The Unicorns outfield defense, A.J. Soldra in left field. In center field is Caden Dosa as he makes his Unicorn debut. On the backhand side of Stratus' throw across the diamond right on target to Peter Link. 5-3 on the ground out and 2 away here in the Nashua first. In right field here tonight for Norwich is Antonio Ducatelli, and the pitcher-catcher battery is Justin Marks tossing to Aiden Baglino. I'll bring up the designated hitter Owen Carey, who always seems to be dangerous against these Norwich Unicorns. Carey batting .304 in 24 ball games for Nashua. Norwich, a ball game here today, off on Monday. We'll face Nashua again here at home on Tuesday, and then we'll travel to the Gate City for a ball game on Wednesday. A swing and a miss there for strike 2. Marks has been a strike thrower here in this ball game. It's forced Nashua to have to stay aggressive at the plate. The left-hander's 0-2 delivery is sliced foul out to the concourse on the third base side. Well, Ryan, we had the rain here yesterday, but I can tell you that the humidity is going to be something to watch as this ball game plays out, and especially for pitchers to try and keep their grip on the baseball. The 0-2 delivery is just outside for ball 1.
And you're right there, Adam. The weather in Connecticut, really all of New England, has been ferocious as of late. Hot, humid. 1 second it's sunny, the next you got thunderstorms. Here's
the 1-2 delivery. Topped over to second, collected there by Tomasetto. He'll lob it over to Peter Link at first. A 1-2-3 inning for Justin Marks. Norwich coming to the plate. You're watching Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Radio.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Summer is is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a third-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Welcome back to Norwich. Scenic Corns ready to come to the plate. We'll take a look at the batting order for Norwich as designed by their manager, Kevin Murphy. Leading off, the shortstop, Nick Storino. Batting second at third base, Christian Stratus. Batting third, the left fielder, A.J. Soldra. The cleanup hitter is Peter Link. He's at first base. Batting fifth, the Rutgers product, Nick Tomasetto. Batting sixth in right field, Antonio Ducatelli. In the bottom of the order, Connor Lane is the DH. This is the first time this season he'll bat in the DH spot. Batting eighth, the catcher, Aiden Baglino. And batting ninth is the newcomer, Caden Dosa out of Yale University. They will go up against left-hander Andrew Chenevert, a rising senior, 6 feet 195. 6'1", 220 out of St. Anselm College, Dracut, Massachusetts native. And we talked about this briefly. He leads the Silver Knights in innings pitched. A workhorse so far to start the summer for Chenevert. Swinging away at the first pitch is Nick Storino. Foul off to the third base side.
And Chenevert's coming in with a 4-0 record. So, you've got yourselves a number 6 team facing a team who is currently tied at the top of the standings 4-1. Looking for Chenevert to get it done for Silver Knights.
Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Storino, who's batting at the top of the order for just the third time this summer for the Scenic Corns, but his bat's really come to life lately. Using that bright pink bat, maybe trying to make a statement. Storino always is a player for the dramatic. We've seen that with some of his home run celebrations, and really gets into the ball game, trying to get Norwich started offensively. The 1-2 delivery is sliced foul on the first base side, just into foul ground. And good thing it would have been captured there by Stevenson. Storino out of Fairfield University. Here comes the 1-2 delivery to Storino. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Chenevert has a swing and a miss to begin the ball game. One away. It'll bring up the third baseman, Christian Stratus.
And now Stratus is coming out here. His last outing was July 3rd. That was a 3-1 win versus your very own Nashua Silver Knights who are here today. He was 0-4 in that, so he's going to look to get himself back in the hit column.
The first delivery to Stratus. The fastball just misses inside. Stratus has had a tough going against the Silver Knights, 2 for just 15 against Nashua, batting 133 in that stretch. In his ball games against the Silver Knights, trying to get Norwich started offensively. Norwich as a team has had some difficulty getting started offensively in the early innings. There's a called strike at the knees to get back in the count for Chenevert. Norwich has been outscored by opponents 19-18 in the first inning. Here comes the 2-1 delivery. That one is topped foul on the third base side, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Christian Stratus, who's batting .333 on the summer for Norwich. 4 for his last 20, batting just at the 200 marker. Here comes the even count offering to Stratus. A big wave and a miss there on the breaking ball. Out in front of it was Stratus, and back-to-back punch-outs to start the ball game for Chenevert.
So similar to what we thought we were going to see, Chenevert is showing his poise there on the mound. 2 quick strikeouts to start this game.
Chenevert entering play at 23 strikeouts and 29 innings of work. 3.72 ERA. That number is up to 25 on the summer. Delivery to Soldra as a called strike at the top of the zone. Soldra did all the damage for Norwich against these Nashua Silver Knights last time these teams met on the road at a bases clearing double. Oh, one delivery, good looking breaking ball, just misses downstairs and right. It really feels like every time Soldier plays in the lineup, he's bound to get on board. One of the most consistent hitters in the Senicorn lineup.
Yeah, and consistency was something we talked about in that last game, 4-1 win versus the Starfires. Soldier went 2 for 4 that game. Also had that huge triple that would end up proving very effective for the Unicorns in their win.
Swings through the breaking ball, and the off-speed pitch has been working for Chenevert. In position to strike out the side in order. Soldier will try and protect with 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 delivery upstairs, and the count is even 2-2. Last game, Soldier 2 for 4 had that important triple to bring home Trey Porter from third base. Team leader in batting averages, Soldier, and the count is going to run full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A stolen base threat is Soldier as well. He is 10 on the summer so far. Right below the 380 marker. 379 is the batting average for Soldier. The full count delivery is bounced to second. Collected there by Tulo, and will lob it over to first, but it pulls the first baseman Stevenson off the bag. And now Soldier is tagged out as he stepped back into fair territory. So an odd way to end the inning, but that's how it will end. 4-3 on the ground out, and some nice work there from the first baseman Stevenson to apply the tag. Norwich goes down in order here in the first. No score between Nashua and Norwich. You're watching Senicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Radio.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Four, 5, and 6 due up for Nashua here in the top of the second inning. No score between Norwich and the Nashua Silver Knights. It'll be the cleanup hitter, Aiden Zorn, to lead it off. He's back in left field. That's where we saw him play last time these teams met. That was back on Wednesday. He was the left fielder for Nashua and was 1 for 4 in the ball game. First delivery to Zorn as a called strike. Looking pitch that hits the outside corner. Marks has been a strike thrower here this afternoon. Another first pitch strike. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Inside corner, strike 2. Outside, then inside. So working east to west here is Justin Marks trying to take care of the left fielder, Aiden Zorn, out of Penn State. And there is strike 3. Caught him looking. First punch out of the ball game for Justin Marks. It takes care of the cleanup hitter. And will bring up the catcher, Will Fosberg.
Yeah, and Marks is looking real confident out there already. Both pitchers, hats off to them.
So we'll bring up the catcher, Will Fosberg, with 1 away in the top of the second inning. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Zorn as it was all the secondary pitches. One pitch is a chance to put away the batter Fosberg. The throw across the diamond from Nick Storino in plenty of time. So economical work, 4 pitches and 2 outs here for Justin Marks to begin matters in the second.
Number 20, TJ Lupanis.
So we'll bring up TJ Lupanis for the Nashua Silver Knights. Lupanis, last time these teams met, had a run and a hit in that ball game. Finished 1 for 4. Also a double. That went into the left center field gap. Swinging away, and there's strike 2. This is a chance to be a quick inning here for Justin Marks. He's needed just 6 pitches. So shortstop Leponis trying to protect with 2 strikes in on his hands. Tied him up. It's back into the seats. And the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes as it pinballs right in front of us. There's the baseball lodged into the seats. Leponis out of Endicott College, Scarborough, Maine native, again slices it foul, this time on the first base side. Whole lot of strikes from the Eastern Connecticut State product, Justin Marks. Knew he had to be economical with his pitches here against this Nashua team. Here comes the 0-2 delivery. That one misses low and in for ball 1. For Leponis, this is the 23rd game of the summer. This is his 70th plate appearance. There's a ground ball through into left field. First hit of the ball game for Nashua. This one comes off the bat of the shortstop, T.J. Leponis, and talk about protecting with 2 strikes. Fouled off 3 consecutive pitches where he finally got one, and wasn't really a good spot to hit it either. It was inside, and he's just able to muscle it out to left field.
Yeah, so it'll be the Silver Knights who strike first. Leponis, you mentioned there, yeah, he really had to cut in to get that one. Almost figure you should have left it.
There's strike 1 to Sean Stevenson, a newcomer for the Nashua Silver Knights. Throws on the left side, but bats from the right side out of Iona University. Mansfield, Massachusetts native. Over there, and it's in time. Picked off at the first base bag was Leponis. A deceptive pickoff move there from Justin Marks to end the inning. 1-3 on the pickoff. Headed to the home second here in Norwich. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Radio.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
Well, there's plenty of action. You don't want to miss it here at the ballpark. A lot of must-see events Friday and Saturday. Friday, firework nights, and then Saturday is the entertainment series. Norwich will be back at home on a Friday. That's coming up on July 20th against the Worcester Bravehearts. That's, on Saturday. And then we'll see the Vermont Lake Monsters July 27th. Plenty of action. You don't want to miss it as Peter Link will step up to the plate to lead things off for Norwich, and a wave and a miss there on the breaking ball. Schenevert utilized his breaking balls quite often in that first inning, and as a result had 2 strikeouts. Here comes the 0-1 delivery to Link. That one misses downstairs, and that will even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, and Peter Link's coming into this one with a batting average of 120, but though that might not be going his way, over in the field he has made a number of athletic plays at first base. He's really been a bright spot in a up-and-coming Sea Unicorns defense.
Norwich defensively has just made 1 error over their last 2 ball games. Certainly far improved. That will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Link just 1 for his last 11. 2 runs, 2 walks, and has struck out in 4 of those plate appearances. The 2-2 delivery is a curveball that misses upstairs, and the count will run full. It's 3-2.
And I tell you what, too, about Link, the average might be low right now, but when he makes contact, that ball can go flying, I tell you.
He certainly can, and 2 of his hits this summer has come against Nashua. One of those was a home run on the road against the Silver Knights in his debut as a unicorn. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Couldn't catch up to the heater that time. And there's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Andrew Chenevert. I tell you, when you see breaking ball after breaking ball, it really makes the fastball look even quicker and more deceptive. Makes it a lot tougher to try and catch up to the fastball. 3 strikeouts and 4 outs here for Chenevert. It'll bring up the recent hero for Norwich, Nick Tomasetto. He's had a flair for the dramatic in the late innings. There's a hard hit ground ball over to short, collected there by Laponis. His throw across the diamond pulled the first baseman off the bag, but Stevenson able to just reach back and hold on to first base for the 2nd out in the inning. A couple of wide throws. My apologies.
I was just about to mention, we've seen a handful of, that's not the first time we've seen like you said, a wide throw over to first, and, it's worked so far. We had that interesting tag-out play back in the first inning, but too many throws like that, eventually it is going to cost you.
So it'll bring up the Norwich right fielder Antonio Ducatelli from the Long Island area. Grew up in Levittown, New York, out of Central Connecticut State University, and his bat started to come to life as of late, running a 3-game hitting streak. A good-looking breaking ball just missed, and that will even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike, and maybe some potential for some trouble for some of these infielders just digging in to get their legs beneath them. I mean, when I tell you this field was flooded, it was a soggy field. You were stepping in and immediately leaving a divot, so we were trying and sponge off the water as quick as we could, but maybe some residue still hanging out below the surface level here, but you never know. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Antonio Ducatelli. Even count offering is bounced to second. This is going to get through into right field. Antonio Ducatelli extends his mini 3-game hitting streak to 4 on the base hit into right field. And Norwich has a 2-out base runner.
And that's huge for the Sea Unicorns to respond. Both teams now with 1 hit. We've got ourselves a ball game.
Well, Connor Lane's been living in the fast lane as of late. See if we can pull up that graphic for you. He was 2 for 2 last game. Drew a couple of walks. Had a double as well. His bat came to life for Norwich. He has really been seeing the baseball better as of late. It's the rising freshman out of UConn. That's where he'll be headed in the fall. First delivery to Lane is upstairs for ball 1. And speaking to Connor Lane, he just talked about trying to hunt fastballs. And you figure in every plate appearance you're going to get one, and you got to make sure you get to it. He was certainly more than on time last game as he's backed away from an inside heater, and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Lane batting .428 in his last 3 ball games. Took his bat a little bit to wake up, but it's come roaring to life as of late for Norwich. The runner Ducatelli on the move. It's a good throw to second, but it's on the backhand side. It's going to leak into center field. Antonio Ducatelli has himself a stolen base, and he's into scoring position with 2 outs. It's the 3rd swipe bag of the summer for Ducatelli. There was a pitch to go on. I think that was the one. It was a inside breaking ball. Takes a little bit longer to get to the plate, and Ducatelli had a good jump to second. Chenevert in danger of walking Lane. The 3-0 delivery is upstairs for ball 4, and Lane, a kid who on average draws about a walk per ball game, has a leadoff walk in his first plate appearance. Runners at first and second for Norwich with 2 away.
Your catcher from Fairfield University, number 6, Aiden Baglino.
So Baglino to bat for Norwich with 2 on and 2 out. A Fairfield University catcher trying to get Norwich onto the board first. Chenevert's delivery is upstairs for ball 1. Chenevert, who began this ball game in grand fashion, striking out 3 of the first 4 batters he's faced, has run into some trouble here. Some traffic on the base paths for Norwich with 2 outs in the home second. The 1-0 delivery swung through and the count's even.
Yeah, Baglino took a big swing at that one, trying to make something happen with runners on first and second.
Baglino out of Dumont, New Jersey. Attended Bergen Catholic before taking his talents to Fairfield. Count even, 1-1. Chenevert's delivery is up and in for ball 2. Hitters count. Some leverage here for Baglino, who last played on Tuesday against the Rocks, was 1 for 4 with 2 runs batted in and scored a run. The 2-1 delivery is swung through and the count is even. So working the outside corner there was Chenevert. Has a chance to get out of this inning unscathed. Lane at first, Ducatelli at second. With 2 away and an even count to the Norwich catcher, Aiden Baglino. Chenevert set at the bell to check there at Ducatelli. And the delivery home is swung on and missed for strike 3. It's the 4th punch out of the afternoon for Chenevert, who escapes the mini jam here in the second. No score in Norwich as we head to the 3rd. You're watching Scenic Corn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and radio. Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175. How does a baby calf at the ballpark sound? Cow Appreciation Day coming up on Tuesday when the Norwich Unicorns will play host to the Nashua Silver Knights. First pitch at 6:30. It's presented by Mountain Dairy Farm. There's going to be some cows here. They're going to be hanging out in the kids zone here. New sponsorship event promotion that we are more than excited about. I can already hear the cows mooing and trying to graze here at the ballpark.
You know, Adam, I'm a big milk fan myself. I got to say, I think this whole summer I've probably been starting my day off with a glass of milk every day during breakfast.
It's great calcium.
It's a great source of calcium, keeps your bones safe, and it tastes pretty good too. So,
well, I can assure you there will be plenty of milk cartons here at the ballpark from Mountain Dairy. So if you want some more milk, different flavors as well. I heard vanilla, chocolate milk, and strawberry. So there's some varieties here. So you can get all the calcium you want here. Different flavors as well. Justin Marks has cruised through the first 2 innings here. Has seen the minimum. We'll see the bottom of the order, begun by Sean Stevenson, the first baseman. The 0-1 delivery. Just below the knees, and the count is even. That's 7 consecutive batters that Marks has begun with the first pitch strike. It's been a recipe for early success. Here's the 1-1 delivery. That one misses low and away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Stevenson batting .200 after just 1 game so far this summer with Nashua. One of the recent additions for Kyle Jackson's ball club. So he finished that ball game 1 for 5 with a run scored, a double as well. Certainly some power from the left side of the plate for Stevenson. And there's ball 4. So it's a 5-pitch walk, a 1-out base runner for the Silver Knights. It's the first walk issued here this afternoon by Marks.
The third baseman from Siena College, number 58, Jeff Valdez.
Yeah, in Stevenson's form, we're seeing that big right to left pull there. So now going up against a righty. We're going to see if maybe he can find a swing here.
Marks' first delivery is a good one. It's a strike right at the knees to Jeff Valdez. This is just the first Sunday home game for Norwich since June 9th when the Unicorns played host to the Brockton Rocks, which was a 7-1 victory for the Unicorns. The runner aboard is Sean Stevenson. He drew a 5-pitch walk. Valdez, the third baseman, batting .250 so far through 22 ball games, trying to protect here with 2 strikes. Double play in order for Norwich. Second baseman Tomasetto playing in on the infield dirt. Storino playing back at the lip of the grass at short. Here's the 1-2 delivery. There's a hard hit ball through into left field over the head there. Estradas. It's just inside the fair side of the chalk line. And it's runners at first and second for Nashua. Something brewing here in the mix for the Silver Knights. Some production, some lightning in the bottle from the bottom of the order. Leadoff walk, followed by a single into left field for Valdez.
Yeah, Stevenson over on second. He had a fire in his eyes trying to get to third, but I think he made a business decision and a correct decision. Staying over second, and now general manager's going to come out. Manager, I should say. We're going to have a meeting over on the mound, talk about Mark's performance today.
It's going to bring out the manager, Kevin Murphy. That's someone who really knows a thing or two about pitching. He's the pitching coach for Amherst College in the NESCAC. It's another cow that we can talk about is Amherst. That's their logo in the NESCAC. Plenty of analogies that we can, and things that we can draw an alignment with Cow Appreciation Day here at the ballpark. Mark's still trying to hunt his first out here in the third inning. A walk in and a single. It'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Ben Tulo.
And we are seeing action over in the Sea Unicorns bullpen. Looks like a righty.
There's a sacrifice bunt collected there by Stratus. It's a high throw, but Link, who's 6'7", is able to handle that no problem. And it gets the job done. Runners at second and third for Nashua. Thanks to a sacrifice bunt from the second baseman, Ben Tulo.
That was really the poster for what a bunt should be. I think the Unicorns are thankful that Peter Link is, like you mentioned, 6'7". This isn't the first time we've seen his height really play to the advantage over there at first base. He's able to make a great play.
So we'll bring up Tommy Ehlers, the leadoff center fielder, who's batting .338, already 131 plate appearances this summer. So this game number 31 for Ehlers, who's out of Keene State College, rising junior, Salem, New Hampshire native. Marks ahead of the leadoff center fielder, no balls in one strike. His one delivery is popped up. This is going to drift into the seats, and Marks has the count well in his favor, 0-2.
And Ehlers is coming in this one, slugging just under the 440 mark, gets on base around 390. Only with one out here, potential to either load the bases or bring in some runs.
The left-hander set at the belt. Coming home on 0-2. That's a wild pitch. It's going to go all the way into the dugout, and they're going to say that it did hit the number 1 batter in the order, Tommy Ehlers. So it's a hit by pitch, and maybe thankfully so. Runners everywhere here for Norwich. defensively, trying to escape a bases-loaded jam as Nashua with a leadoff walk, followed by a single, and now a hit batsman. So some command trouble here from Marks in the third.
And coming up next in the lineup, Nader Wachter. He's only got 2 RBIs on the summer, but you gotta expect he's probably drooling
Here
looking at this.
Associate manager Kyle Dombrowski. This is going to be the end of the road, and so that's the end of the day here for the starting pitcher, Justin Marks, who's going to depart with the bases loaded. New pitcher coming into the ball game for Norwich. We'll meet him when we come back. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. New pitcher in the ball game for Norwich is Teo Spadaccini. He was expected to start for the Unicorns yesterday, but because of the rain out, it's going to come in relief. It's going to be a long relief role for Teo Spadaccini, who will make his 7th appearance of the summer. Started 5 of his first 6 ball games as a Unicorn, but the Yale product trying to escape a bases-loaded mess here in the top of the 3rd inning. And for Teo Spadaccini, he's been quite excellent for Norwich in his last couple of starts, especially last time out against the Starfires on June 28th. Went 3 2/3 and allowed just 3 hits and no runs with 4 strikeouts. The corner infielders for Norwich are playing in, and the middle infielders playing back here, still at double play depth. Forced out anywhere here is Nader Wachter, the right fielder, has a chance to break the game open for Nashua.
Spadaccini, what a predicament to be thrust into at the relief, 1 out and bases loaded.
And this is going to get the job done. A flare into right field is going to bring home the first run of the ball game. Racing around 3rd and coming home to score is Jeff Valdez. And it's the Silver Knights who strike first on a 2-out RBI single off the bat of Nader Wachter, and it's the Silver Knights who draw first blood here this afternoon. So it'll bring up the DH Owen Carey. Runners at the corners for Nashua is still just 1 away. Galino erupts from the crouch to capture the overthrown fastball, and it was Ryan Hyde, the pitching coach for Norwich, who had that earlier meeting at the mound. Kyle Dombrowski's the acting manager here as the fly ball is lifted to right field, camping underneath it to Catelli, and the runner at 3rd is going to tag up and come home to score. That is Tommy Allers. So it's a 3-0 lead for Nashua as they are able to extend their lead here in the top of the 3rd.
And it looks like this inning kind of caught Norwich by surprise. I think First 2 innings looked relatively clean and smooth, and then all of a sudden now Silver Knights able to take a 3-0 lead.
All 3 of those runs have been charged to Justin Marks, the base runner at first. Nader Wachter is the responsibility of Spadaccini. A ground ball that's going to sneak through into right field. And trying to race to third base is Nader Wachter. He will go in there safely. So runners at the corners once again for Nashua. Still knocking on the door here. Already a big inning. 3 runs in the third. Looking for more here. It's the 4th hit of the inning for the Silver Knights.
And maybe I should stop talking, but things just are going from bad to worse for the Unicorns, and everything's going right for Nashua.
So we'll bring up Will Fosberg up for the second time here tonight. Righty-lefty matchup between Spadaccini and the catcher Fosberg. As they're going to rule a balk to Spadaccini. It's going to plate the 4th run of the inning for Nashua. Another mistake is going to be converted on by the Silver Knights. It will also advance to second, Aiden Zorin. So a big inning continues here for the Silver Knights. That also wipes away any first pitch strike there for Spadaccini, and there's ball 1. That one misses upstairs over the letter line of Will Fosberg, who bounced out to second his first time up. Spadaccini coming home on 1-0, swung through, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Spadaccini out of Yale University, a native of Lexington, Massachusetts, has some family in attendance at the ballpark here, trying to fight through the 3rd inning. Minimal damage here. There's a fly ball popped up. That's going to sink into the seats on the third base side, and counts 1 ball and 2 strikes to the catcher, Will Fosberg. Nice play there by a fan. A youngster has a souvenir to take home tonight. If the inning were to continue, it would be the shortstop, T.J. Laponis. He had the first hit of the ball game for Nashua. That was a single to left field back in the 2nd inning. The 1-2 delivery, that one almost ran in and hit the lefty batter Fosberg, and the count is even. We talked about this humidity here at the ballpark, and certainly a factor. See some fans trying to use hats to blow some cool air back towards them. That one just missed upstairs for ball 3. You can only imagine the grip you try and get on a baseball as a pitcher makes it that much tougher. Maybe a combination of Sweat and Rawson to try and figure it out here. The count is full to Fosberg. The full count delivery is off the front leg of Fosberg, immediately shaking in some discomfort. The battle still ongoing. Runner at second is Zorin, and the count is full to Will Fosberg. Extended inning here for Nashua. Has already seen them plate the first 4 runs here this afternoon. A 3-2 delivery is popped up. That's going to come back into the seats, and it's out of play.
Yeah, and a long inning it's been for Norwich. I think it's imperative here that Spadaccini is able to retire this batter and further prevent any more damage.
Spadaccini set at the belt. Looking to come home here with another full count delivery. It's outside for ball 4. It's the second walk issued by Norwich pitching here in the inning, and the inning it will prolong a little further. It's the number 9 batter to come up, T.J. Laponis, as Nashua will try and bat around here in the top of the 3rd inning.
And Laponis singled into left field his last at-bat.
That was the first hit of the ball game. For little did we know, it would be a big 3rd inning for the Silver Knights. A good block there from Baglino. He's able to sprawl across to the lefty batter's box to keep that one from seeping to the backstop. The runner at second is Eden Zorin, and the runner at first is the catcher Will Fosberg. 2 on with 2 outs. Already a big inning for Nashua. There is strike 1. The breaking ball grazes the outside corner, and the count is even.
Lapona's checked that swing. I think he knew right away. Instant regret. That one dropped right in there.
Spadaccini's 1-1 delivery is lifted foul. Back off to the first base side, and another chance for Spadaccini to put an end to a 4-run inning for Nashua. Link playing off the bag at first. And the second baseman, Tomasetto, keeping close tabs on the base runner as that one swung through for strike 3. Teo Spadaccini has his first strikeout, and that's how the inning will end, but not before Nashua gets the job done with 4 runs here in the top of the third. Nashua holding a 4-0 lead over Norwich as we head to the home third. You're watching Unicorn Baseball. Streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Come and celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Unicorn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40-person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseeunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer. And as always, go see Unicorns.
So it'll be the newcomer, Caden Dosa, who's making his debut here this afternoon for Norwich. Yale University product, who's in center field for the Unicorns, will lead things off in the home third. Norwich trying to respond after surrendering 4 runs in the top of the inning.
And a little bit of a look at Dosa's stats this past season at Yale. 272 batting average, 32 games played. He had 2 home runs, 18 RBIs, and just about a 400 slugging percentage. So the kid knows how to hit a baseball.
It's an important bat at the bottom of the order, trying to restart it for Norwich. 9-1-2 here. But Dosa trying to protect on 2 strikes. Shinnert's been a strike thrower here in this ball game. As swing and a miss there from Dosa. It's the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Andrew Shenevert. The 3rd consecutive inning that Shenevert begins with a strikeout. It will turn over the lineup card for Nick Storino. 1 out in the Norwich 3rd.
Yeah, and if there's any part of this batting order that can make some magic happen, it is the top: Storino, Stratus, and Soldra.
The 0-1 delivery to Stratus misses outside, and the count is even. Storino at shortstop, making his 3rd appearance of the summer at short, who's been a utility player here for Kevin Murphy's team. Game 3 at short has already played 11 games at second base as well and has made an appearance in right field. That's why he's listed as a utility player on the roster. The New Milford, Connecticut native trying to get Norwich started here in the third. There's a base hit through into left field. Nick Storino has the second hit of the ball game for Norwich on a seeing eye single into left field.
Yeah, and that one slipped just past the third baseman. Valdez made a good run, but great hit there from Storino.
So to bring up Christian Stratus with one on and one out in this Unicorn third. Plenty of defensive changes here for the Nashua Silver Knights. Trevor Hart has just come into the ball game, and plenty of alignment changes in the outfield, which we'll catch you up to once we get all those changes here. Stratus was a strikeout victim in his first plate appearance. Stratus has been a victim of the strikeout. He's been punched out 5 times over his last 5 ball games. The delivery to Stratus, who's using a very similar colored bat to what we saw from Nick Storino. Maybe there's some.
He's sporting pinky.
Yeah, maybe there's some good karma in that bat. We'll find out as Stratus ahead in the count, 1-0, and it will move to 2 balls and no strikes. Stratus was at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, but has since entered the transfer portal, looking to still find a new home before he begins his sophomore campaign. The 2-0 delivery home is lifted into foul ground. That's going to drift out into the seats on the third base side, and breaking ball that Stratus was ahead of. He really could have clobbered that baseball a long, long way.
We've seen a lot of foul balls go over to that third base concourse side. We've seen about a personal army of about a dozen kids now at the ready for any foul balls that go that way.
Runner Storino on the move, and he's going to be in there safely. And excuse me, was I think a
Tirado in that
pinch runner,
pinch
Anthony
runner.
Tirado. So Anthony Tirado, who has plenty of speed on the base pass, is going to swipe second base. He's into scoring position as the count is even. That's the 12th stolen base of the summer. Storino had 4 stolen bases, but change being made by Norwich defensively as there's a hard hit ground ball over to short, collected there by Laponis' throw across the diamond in time to take care of Stratus for the second out in the inning. So it's A.J. Solder to bat for Norwich, who's the team leader in batting average. 379 entering play, also 10 RBIs. Norwich just trying to get onto the board here and crack through against Chenevert. Tirado stands at third with 2 away. Solder aggressive on the first pitch he sees. That's back over the luxury suite deck and maybe out into the parking lot.
And Soldier just recently in the last few weeks now is officially a player at Seton Hall, we found out. And here he is with 10 RBIs, a chance to get his 11th with Tirado at third.
Yeah, he's jumped ship from NJIT to Seton Hall, which is quite a strong baseball school as well. It's placed some of their alums into the major leagues. Soldier trying to jump on that train here, and he's been by far and away one of the most consistent players in this Norwich batting order, where we've seen bat leadoff. As of late, he's been in the middle of the order. The 2-1 deliveries upstairs for ball 3. Soldier over his last 5 games hitting .333 with a double, a triple, 3 stolen bases, and has also scored 4 runs. Count in his favor, 3-1. Chenevert's 3-1 offering is back to the screen, and that's going to run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Soldier was named to the America East All-Rookie team with NJIT as a freshman. The full count delivery. There's a hard hit baseball over to second. Collected there by Tulo. His throw to first in time. And the inning is over. Norwich threatens, but they come up empty. A 4-0 lead for the Silver Knights as we head to the fourth. You're watching Norwich Scenic Horn Baseball. Streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at GoSeaUnicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
First Responders Night coming up July 12th here, when the Norwich Unicorns will play host to the Future League Road Warriors on Friday. That's a 6:30 local time start. A thank you to all of our true heroes. That's all of our first responders as we get to celebrate them on Friday, July 12th, when Norwich will host the Future League Road Warriors. 6:30 first pitch as the Unicorns will face the Future League Road Warriors for the third time this summer. Ready to go here in the top of the fourth inning. Teo Spadaccini back out there trying to keep the ball game where it is. It'll be the first baseman, Sean Stevenson, to lead the inning off for Nashua. 7, 8, and 9 for Kyle Jackson's team. And there is strike one right at the belt line to even the count.
Stevenson was walked in his last at-bat, and that was at the hands of the now retired Justin Marks.
That was a leadoff walk on just 5 pitches. And that was the start of a big inning for the Silver Knights. There's a pitch that almost ran inside and clipped him, but the count is even 2-2 as it goes all the way to the backstop. There is ball 3, just missed inside. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Spadaccini trying to take care of the leadoff batter in the inning. The full count delivery is popped up. This is going to trail into foul ground. Stratus giving chase to it, and that's going to pop in and out of his glove and will go into the Silver Knight dugout on the third base side. Him and the catcher, Aiden Baglino, both trying to come up with that baseball in foul ground, but unfortunately another life here for Stevenson. Stratus had to go a long, long way into foul ground to try and make the catch. The count is still full, 3-2. Spadaccini's 3-2 delivery, sawed off foul off the end of the bat. It's going to go into the grass area right above the Silver Knight bullpen area where that has been completely vacated. Spadaccini again on 3-2. It's sliced foul. More action out to the third base concourse, and instead it's actually going to find its way into the parking lot. Good battle in the making here between the leadoff hitter in the inning, Stevenson, and Spadaccini. There's a hard hit, bouncing ball, trapped there by Link, underhand flip to Spadaccini. And that will take care of the leadoff batter in the inning. Spadaccini able to fight his way to out number 1.
Yeah, Stevenson definitely made Spadaccini work for it on that one. We saw number of foul balls. Good discipline from Stevenson, too. Ultimately ends in favor of the pitcher.
So it's the third baseman, Jeff Valdez, to bat with one away. He singled into left field his last time up. Spagliano tries to tug a first pitch breaking ball back into the outside corner, but it's going to be 1-0. Here's the 1-0 delivery home. Popped up. This is going to hang around the infield. Tomasetto moving in on it. And will make the catch on the infield dirt for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down for Spadaccini to begin matters here in the Nashua fourth. So with 2 outs, it's the second baseman, Ben Tula, who perfectly executed a sacrifice bunt up the third baseline in his last plate appearance, which at the time gave the Silver Knights runners at second and third with 1 out in that big third inning for Nashua, which is right now the difference in the ball game. Spadaccini's 1-0 delivery home is right at the knees on the outside corner to even the count, 1-1. Spadaccini's 1-1 delivery backs away the second baseman, Ben Tulo. Tulo out of Pace University. Wappinger Falls, New York native. Swings through strike 2. A good breaking ball which dove right into the dirt. A wipe off type of breaking ball as the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Spadaccini's even count delivery is just outside. Ooh, it looked good from here. Not sure where it missed for ball 3, but the count is full. Another full count here for Spadaccini to try and battle with. The 3-2 delivery is in there for strike 3. He gets the call that time to put an end to the inning. 1-2-3 fourth for Spadaccini, headed to the home fourth. You're watching Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. The All-Star Experience coming to Norwich July 22nd and 23rd. Also joined by Major League Baseball legend Jim Leverts, who is a 2-time World Series champion, will be in attendance signing autographs prior to the All-Star Game coming up in just about 2 weeks' time. It's going to be an exciting couple of days here at the ballpark, begun on Monday with the Home Run Derby. The All-Star Game to follow on Tuesday. Count is even to Peter Link. 1 ball and 1 strike. We've already seen some incredible plays made by him defensively. A 1-1 delivery swung through for strike 2. Link this past season at Sacred Heart, .264 average. Started 30 ball games in his freshman campaign and appeared in 33. There is ball 2, and the count is even. Link just trying to find his stride in Norwich. He's had some good success against Nashua. The even count deliveries downstairs for ball 3. Any low borderline pitches, I think, more times than not against a 6'7" first baseman like Link, more times will go his way as he draws a walk on 6 pitches. Link able to battle his way on base, and Norwich has a leadoff base runner to begin matters in the home 4th. Just the second walk issued here this afternoon by Chenevert. And it'll bring up the second baseman, Nick Tomasetto, who's been all kinds of clutch for the Sea Unicorns. Just trying to keep the line moving here in the 4th. Middle of the order for Norwich, 4, 5, and 6 against Chenevert. The righty deliveries home is a strike that nails the outside corner. Tomasetto was a redshirt as a freshman at Rutgers, but boy, has he been getting his time in with the Sea Unicorns. A check on the base runner, Link, who's back in safely. Nick Tomasetto currently second on the team in batting average, .365. Chenevert set at the belt, and the runner Link is in motion as it's fouled right back to the screen. Link has a stolen base to his name this summer. Had one, in fact, just last ball game. Well, Norwich, something we've seen from them in the early goings as we get to the middle of the season is their tendency to try and swipe extra bases. Toronto already with one today. Link leaning a little bit, but back in safely head first. He's just trying to cause a little distraction for Chenevert, who's been in cruise control so far this afternoon. 3 scoreless so far. The 0-2 delivery is fouled off back into the seats. And Tomasetto battling here with 2 strikes. Tomasetto's played in all 5 games against Nashua this season, batting .222. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-2 offering is in there for strike 3. Right at the top of the zone. Tomasetto couldn't believe it. Sent packing. Another strikeout tonight. It's the 6th of the ball game for Chenevert.
Yeah, and 6 strikeouts. Chenevert's really having himself a night. You know, a little bit of a scare over there in the 3rd after a single and then a stolen base, but that inning ending in 2 groundouts, and this one, other than a walk, pretty much going his way.
First, another check on the base runner. That's Peter Link, who's at first with 1 away. Antonio Ducatelli trying to create some more traffic on the base pass. The runner Link is going. It misses outside. The throw to second on a hop is not in time. Peter Link has a swipe back. He's into scoring position for the Sea Unicorns. It's his 2nd stolen base of the summer and his 2nd in as many games. It's the Levittown, New York native Antonio Ducatelli with the count in his favor, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 delivery home. There's a hard hit ball through into right field. Tattooed that one, Ducatelli, and Norwich has runners at the corners as Antonio Ducatelli stays hot for Norwich. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Another base hit into right field. And it'll bring up the designated hitter, Connor Lane.
Yeah, what a time for Norwich to get hot. Connor Lane, someone who's been on a hot streak lately, now with the chance to put some runs on the board.
Connor Lane, who already has 7 walks this season, now averaging a walk per ball game. That's how he began his afternoon. Chenevert's delivery is upstairs for ball 1. Overthrown fastball misses inside. Ducatelli at first for Norwich, and Link at third for the catcher, Connor Lane. Chenevert's 1-0 delivery is on the inside corner, and the count is even 1-1. Connor Lane, a star in the making out of Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Receiving MLB draft consideration. The 1-1 delivery is upstairs for ball 2 as the breaking ball never found its way into the strike zone. Lane at Old Saybrook batting over the 500 marker, named Gatorade High School Baseball Player of the Year. 2-1 delivery is a hard hit ball into left field. It's going to fall down. Norwich is going to get on the board. Connor Lane with his first RBI of the summer, and safe at third is Ducatelli. Connor Lane now 3 for his last 3 qualified plate appearances, and his bat starting to turn red hot for Norwich. The lead's been trimmed to 3. Chenevert's run into some trouble here in the 4th.
Yeah, and what a play by Lane. You mentioned is a guy who's not only been hot, he's coming off of an electric senior year over at Old Saybrook, and now Silver Knights going to have a talk on the mound, and this might be it looks like, for Chenevert.
It's going to spell the end of the night for Andrew Chenevert, who had a quality outing until he ran into some trouble here in the 4th. 3 1/3 for Chenevert with 6 strikeouts, issued 2 walks, 1 earned run, but both base runners still his responsibility. New reliever in the ball game for Nashua. We'll meet him when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Norwich still batting and threatening here in the 4th.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a third-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
A pitching change here for Nashua, but it gives us a chance to look at the current Future League standings entering play today. Norwich and Westfield tied atop the Future League standings, both with 20 and 12 records through 32 ball games. The New Britain Bees, 19 and 14, they sit in 3rd, and the Worcester Bravehearts in 4th, a half game behind New Britain. 19 and 15 is Worcester. Plenty of jockeying going on as far as the Future League standings are concerned. That's why this ball game is so critical for Norwich, who has the tiebreak over Westfield because of the head-to-head matchup. Norwich is 2-1 this summer against Westfield. New reliever in the ball game for Nashua is left-handed reliever Vinny Civitella out of Pace University, Clifton, New Jersey native. We saw him pitch last right here at Dodd Stadium on Wednesday, where he had the start for the Silver Knights, where he went 4 innings, did not allow any runs, 5 hits scattered in those 4 innings, and issued 2 walks and struck out 4. So Vinny Civitella is a new reliever trying to walk the tightrope here. Norwich has runners at the corners as Aiden Baglino, the catcher, comes to the plate. Civitella looking at Lane. His delivery home is inside for ball 1. Baglino in his first plate appearance struck out. That was back in the 2nd inning. One out and a pair on for Norwich at the corners. 1-0 delivery is hit hard through into left field. It's a fair ball. Down the left field line, Baglino comes through. Ducatelli comes home to score, and Norwich comes a little closer here. It's 4-2.
So now that makes 2 straight RBIs for Norwich. All of a sudden, we've got a 4-2 ball game, and folks, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Eden Baglino just out of the reach of the third baseman, Jeff Valdez, who lurched out to try and make a play on it. And Baglino aboard for Norwich, laying at second as Norwich tries to cut a little closer into the lead. The deficit now just 2 as Caden Dosa bats. And there's a pitch fouled back to the screen. Dosa was a strikeout victim his first time up in his first plate appearance this summer as a Unicorn. Dosa in his freshman season batted .272 as a Yale Bulldog. So plenty of action with Yale as a freshman. The 0-1 delivery is downstairs to even the count before attending Yale. Caden Dosa out of Mill Valley, California. He's gone a long way from home, but not too far from where he is taking his talents to the collegiate level. Was a County Athletic League champion in 2021 and 2023. There's a fly ball lifted out to center field, still moving back, and there to make the catch on it is Nader Wachter in center field, and advancing to third is Connor Lane, which has runners at the corners, but 2 away here in the home fourth. Back to the top of the order. It's going to bring up Anthony Tirado, who pinch ran for Nick Storino back in the third inning after he singled into left field. Anthony Tirado batting .273 this summer for Norwich in 20 ball games. We saw Tirado last play for Norwich on July 5th. That was back on Friday against the Westfield Starfires. Check on the base runner. That is Baglino, who's at first, and Connor Lane at third. Tirado was 1 for 3 in that ball game and had a couple of RBIs. Those RBIs were enough to give Norwich the lead and would hold on to win that ball game against Westfield. There's a bouncing ball chopped to short, collected there by Laponis' throw across the diamond just in the nick of time to take care of Tirado. But not before Norwich has cut into the Nashua lead. It's 4-2, headed to the 5th inning. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
River Hart will lead things off for the Silver Knights. He came into the ball game back in the third inning for Tommy Ehlers is the new leadoff hitter in left field. Delivery home to Hart is swung through for strike one. A good breaking ball there from Spadaccini. River Hart out of UMass Lowell, local kid, Nashua, New Hampshire, playing for his hometown team here this summer in the Gate City. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hart, the league leader in home runs with 6. Has one to his name against Norwich. Count in his favor, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hart so far this summer in 22 games, batting .229. The 2-1 deliveries outside into the lefty batter's box. As they appeal down to the first base umpire, and the count's 3-1. There's ball 4, so it's a 5-pitch walk to begin the inning for Tommy Ehlers here in the, River Hart here in the 5th inning. It's the first walk issued here tonight by Spadaccini. It's the right fielder, Nader Wachter. He's back up for the 3rd time tonight. He had a 2-run RBI single into right field back in the 3rd inning. He's now in center field for Nashua after beginning the game in right field. Spadaccini's on 1 delivery, misses downstairs and outside, and the count is even. Wachter out of Southern New Hampshire University, Concord, New Hampshire native. I think the first baseman keeping a close eye there on Hart. There's a bouncing ball out of the reach of the outstretched Torado. Through into left field, and runners at first and second to begin the Silver Knight 5th. It's the 5th hit of the ball game for Nashua. And already some danger on the base paths with 2 on and nobody out.
And Torado made an athletic dive, extending his body, unable to get that one as it floats its way into left field, or I should say glides its way into left field across the dirt. And now the Silver Knights with no outs, all of a sudden runners on first and second. Baglino having a little chat over on the mound with Spadaccini.
So it'll bring up the DH, Owen Carey, with 2 on and no outs. He hit a sac fly into right field his last time up. Righty on lefty matchup here in the 5th inning. Big spot in the ball game after Norwich came back to cut the deficit in half. There's a bouncing ball over to 3rd. Stratus to second, and there's no play there. Off the bag at second was the second baseman, Nick Tomasetto, and the bases are loaded. It's going to be an air charge to Stratus, who all he had to do was apply a tag to the base runner who was running from second to 3rd. So, nobody out. The base is loaded here for the Silver Knights. A big threat in the making. Nashua, who had 4 runs in the 3rd inning, a chance to add on here in the 5th. There's a fly ball into center field, dropping in a hurry. It's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will come home to score. That is River Hart. It's a 5-2 lead for Nashua.
Yeah, and they haven't charged the error yet on the scoreboard, but I'm thinking back to what you're saying. Stratus, all he had to do was tag a runner and then call it there. I think both Torado and Tomasetto, we saw the way they looked at each other after the play was over. And now we're going to chat here over at the mound.
Yeah, it was an odd and awkward situation, and really good thing Tomasetto was where he was. They could have gone through into right field, and
that would have been worse.
Could have brought home some more runs. That's going to spell the end for Teo Spadaccini. Norwich is elected to make a pitching change. We'll meet the new reliever when we come back. Nashua has extended their lead. It's 5-2. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. The All-Star Experience is coming to Norwich in just a couple of weeks, beginning on July 22nd, continuing on to July 23rd, featuring Southern Connecticut's own Nick Bossy, who will be performing following the Home Run Derby on July 22nd. It's presented by Hartford Healthcare. His performance will begin right around 8 o'clock local time. Make sure you come out, and it's going to be an exciting couple of days here at the ballpark as we celebrate the game's best on display in the Futures League. The new reliever in the ball game is the Nichols College product, Aiden Witten, who has come on in relief with the bases loaded. Already a run in. There's a fly ball shot out to center field, charging in, but not going to get there in time as Dosa. It's going to bring home the 6th run of the night for Nashua as they restore their 4-run lead. Some nice hitting by the catcher, Will Fosberg, who's come through, and still nobody out here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and that's almost been the story of this one is Nashua's hitting across the board is overall pretty good. I mean, here we are, top of the 5th, and 7 hits. That combined with a handful of walks, going to put some runs on the board.
There's a wild pitch. It's going to get away from Baglino. His toss over to Witten is not going to be nearly in time, and it's the 7th run of the ball game for the Silver Knights as a wild pitch goes awry for Norwich. It's the 3rd run of the inning plated by Nashua. This one on a wild pitch offered by Aiden Witten. As a disastrous inning just continues for Norwich.
And plays like that also help Nashua out.
It's TJ Laponis who's at the plate. He struck out last time and singled to left field earlier before he was caught stealing. Thanks to an effective pickoff move by Justin Marks. Norwich far from getting out of the woods here with a pair of base runners on. Another wild pitch. Baglino's throw to third's a high one. And Stratus not able to apply any sort of tag to the base runner, Eden Zorin, so he advances 90 feet. He's over to third. Runners at the corners for Nashua, with Laponis at the plate, and the count is 3-0. And there's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Laponis, and that will reload the bases effectively here for Nashua. Witten entering play today for Norwich, currently owning an ERA of 5.14. This is just his 5th appearance of the summer, and 7 innings worked, has allowed 6 hits and 4 earned runs along with 7 strikeouts. Just the first batter he's walked. He's able to get back into the strike zone as he faces Sean Stevenson. He's walked and bounced out on a grounder to first base. This time he's going to come through over the head of Anthony Tirado into left field. The 8th run of the ball game will come home and score. It's the 4th run of the inning for Nashua. A hard hit baseball there from Sean Stevenson, who sends it the other way. Norwich still yet to record an out here in the 5th.
Yeah, and this has been a nightmare inning for the Unicorns, but what an inning it's been for Nashua. Hit after hit, after walk after hit.
So the bases still loaded for the Silver Knights, as it's the 3rd baseman, Jeff Valdez. It's the 8th batter in the inning for Nashua. Wins 0-1 delivery. A good-looking breaking ball hooks into the bottom of the strike zone, and the count's 0-2. Norwich has had a knack for coming back in ball games. They overcame a 7-run deficit back on Tuesday. A fly ball lifted out to center field, racing back on its Dosa. Is able to make the catch on it, and that's going to plate the 5th run of the inning. Norwich finally able to record their first out here in the 5th on the fly ball into center field. One away for Ben Tulo. It's a 9-2 lead for the Silver Knights. Almost a spitting image to what we saw on the Tuesday miraculous comeback for the Unicorns in a ball game in which they trailed 8-1, came roaring back in the 8th inning to win it. Would need to overcome another 7-run margin here on Sunday. Wins delivery is a good one. Nails the outside corner for strike 1. Tulo is 0 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt. There's a pitch, flips foul, first base side. Link loses his hat in the process, but it's going to sail into the seats. Waiting well ahead here, the number 9 spot hitter, Ben Tulo, who struck out looking back in the 4th. Runners at the corners for the Silver Knights. The 0-2 delivery, reaching out, poking it to right field. It's going to fall in. Just out of the reach of Peter Link, and coming home and sliding in safely is TJ Laponis.
Yeah, and that one hit just out of reach for Peter Link, who's got that 6'7" frame. Link had to start it off backpedaling and unable to get to spot of the ball in time. So now Nashua hits double digits in the run column, 10-2 here in Norwich.
A crooked number put up. It's their 6th run of the inning. Texas Leaguer bloop type of single. Hit just soft enough, just had the right arc. Fell its way into a hole into right field. Managed to stay in fair territory. So runners at first and second as Nashua is officially batted around. Only 1 out has been recorded, and that out also was a RBI sacrifice fly for Jeff Valdez. It's River Hart to bat, and they never officially gave Christian Stratus an error on that play, which is something we'll continue to ponder here in the booth, but it was really a turning point in this inning as Hart swings through strike 2. You figure that if Stratus is able to just at least record 1 out, this inning could look a lot different for Norwich.
Yeah, and really, that play had a good opportunity for a double play.
Well, that one runs in and hits River Hart on the breaking ball. So another hit batsman here in this ball game, the second hit batter today. So Hart aboard for the 2nd time this inning. He hasn't had to take his bat off his shoulders. Drew a walk to begin the inning, and this time he's plunked with the pitch. All of that coming with a 2-strike count. And that will effectively reload the bases for Nader Wachter, who's moved to center field. Another reliever's warming in the Unicorn bullpen. It's a right-hand reliever. The 1-0 delivery is a strike that tucks into the outside corner, and the count is even, 1-1. The runner at first is River Hart. The runner at second is Ben Tulo, and Sean Stevenson is on third. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Nader Wachter. The 1-2 delivery in on his hands, popped him up. Peter Lincoln to foul ground is going to have a play on it for the second out in the inning. An important second out located by Aiden Witten. 2 away with the bases loaded for Owen Carey.
The designated hitter, Owen Carey.
When you look at the ball game so far, all of the action for Nashua has come in the 3rd and 5th inning. 3 runs in the 4th and 6 so far in the 5th. Owen Carey aggressive on the first pitch he sees. Fly ball into shallow left field, and taking command of it is the left fielder A.J. Soldier, and the inning finally will come to an end. But not before Nashua has taken firm control of the ball game. A 6-run 5th inning. It's a 10-2 lead for the visitors. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
For all construction projects, commercial and residential, it's P7 Construction. They're local. Find them on Facebook. Once again, for all construction needs, go to P7 Construction. You can find them on Facebook. Ready to go here in the home 5th. Andrew Chenevert still out there for the Silver Knights with the commanding 10-2 lead. His offense has really come to play here today. All that thanks to a 6-run top of the inning. Christian Stratus was not officially charged with an error, just a fielder's choice. That's how Owen Carey was able to reach. And that's what loaded the bases before the offense for Nashua erupted. 9 hits and 10 runs so far for the Silver Knights. Norwich 2 runs on 5 hits. Chenevert trying to turn in a quality start here this afternoon for the Silver Knights. Is there's strike 1 on the inside corner.
Yeah, you know, Norwich, a team that is notorious for those late inning stretches. You know, a score like this easily can be changed.
Well,
and
that one's going to run in and hit Stratus, so he's hit with the pitch. Norwich is going to have a leadoff base runner. Didn't make much of an effort to get out of the way, and Norwich knows that they need base runners, and they need a whole lot of them if they are going to try and make any progress in this comeback effort. And if there's any kind of pitch you would elect to have come and hit you, it's an off-speed pitch. As the slider rode all the way into Stratus. no worse for wear. He's aboard. It's A.J. Soldier to bat. There's always a threat at the plate for Norwich. Soldier so far 0 for 2. A pair of groundouts to the second baseman, Ben Tulo. Shenevert's a 1 delivery. There's a hard hit ball. It's a base hit up the middle. A.J. Soldier will continue a little hitting streak. That will grow to 2 after he had a season-long 12-game hitting streak snapped back on June the 30th, which lasted from June the 7th all the way until June 30th. So Norwich has something going here in the 5th. It'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Peter Link, who's struck out and walked.
And Soldier looked pretty unfazed by a 6-run inning at that at-bat. Looked smooth, confident. His usual self, I'd say.
He's able to take advantage of a breaking ball that stayed over the heart of the plate, and he put some good wood on it. So Soldier, the team leader in batting average, or we have become accustomed to seeing him back on base. Link showing bunt. That's going to roll foul on the third base side. Link trying to execute a little small ball. Just narrowly goes foul. Nick Tomasetto is the batter for Norwich, who is on deck. And then will be followed by Antonio Ducatelli. The runner at second is Christian Stratus. He began the inning being flunked with the pitch, and A.J. Soldier, who singled to center, is at first. The 0-1 delivery home is back foul, and there's strike 2. In full swing mode that time was Peter Link. Link against Nashua is so far 2 for 10. As also features a home run. Has struck out 4 times. And has scored 3 runs. In on his hands, a bouncing ball to second. Too low, down on his knees to second for 1. The return throw to first is not in time. It pulls the first baseman Stevenson off the bag, and Norwich has runners at the corners here, but that's the first out in the inning. So it's the second baseman, Nick Tomasetto, with 1 out and a couple on at the corners. Stratus at third and Peter Link at first. He runs well, was able to break up that potential double play. Shenevert's fastball misses outside for ball 1. Tomasetto struck out looking his last time up in the 4th and grounded out to begin his afternoon in the 2nd. Link started a steal and decided not to as it started a evade from the reach of the catcher. But Link staying put at first. He has a stolen base already in this ball game, his second in as many ball games. So Link, the lanky first baseman, always a threat on the base pass. Trying to be a distraction for Shenevert. The 2-0 delivery's upstairs for ball 3. And Shenevert in danger of walking the bases loaded. Count is 3 balls and no strikes to Nick Tomasetto as it's second today for Norwich. Shenevert's 3-0 delivery catches the outside corner. A good-looking breaking ball drops into the outside corner, and Shenevert back in the count, 3-1. Prior to attending Rutgers, Tomasetto is the number 83 ranked overall prospect in the state of New Jersey, and number 15 shortstop is ranked by Perfect Game. Battling in a 3-1 count. There's ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to Tomasetto will load the bases. Norwich about as good a chance as any right now. Ryan has a chance to try and climb their way back into the ball game. That's going to bring out the pitching coach for Nashua. This is Spencer Bergeron, who's going to have a chat on the mound with the starter, Andrew Schenevert.
And now bases are loaded for Norwich, and coming up, Antonio Ducatelli, a team veteran. He's been around about the duration of the summer, and he's now going to get to show Norwich what he's got as they trail 10-2. Still only one out, and again, something we've seen all summer, Adam, is these late inning stretches. You know, it may not be the prettiest way to do it, but it gets the people going, and a win is a win.
So it's Antonio Ducatelli, and if you could hand select someone to bat, I don't know anyone else you'd want to take than Antonio Ducatelli, who's 2 for 2 in this ball game with a pair of singles into right field. A base hit could score as many as 2, and a double could clear the bases. Ducatelli aggressive on the inside pitch, knocks it foul onto the concourse on the third base side. Prior to attending Central Connecticut, Antonio Ducatelli attended Island Trees High School, where he played with the Bulldogs and was a utility player for them. Also saw some time on the mound as a pitcher. The 0-1 delivery from Schenevert, sliced foul on the third base side. Ducatelli's been a little tardy on his first 2 cuts against Schenevert, who's well ahead, 0-2. Ducatelli at Island Trees. So many clutch hits for the Bulldogs. A chance to tighten the gap a little bit. And what's an 8-run lead for Nashua? Shenevert's 0-2 delivery is lifted into shallow left field. A long run in, and there to make the catch on it is River Hart. And that's going to prevent any runs from coming home. Stratus had a hold up at third, so 2 away, but the base is loaded for Connor Lane.
And River Hart, an impressive run from left field to make that grab. Secure out number 2. Bases are still loaded, and Silver Knights only 1 out away from escaping.
Connor Lane's bat is as hot as any right now. 3 for his last 3. 4 for his last 8, batting .500 over his last couple ball games. This has been the best stretch so far this summer for Lane, who will bat here with the bases loaded and 2 out. Schenevert trying to fight his way through this 5th inning. First pitch strike to Lane to begin this plate appearance at the knees. The runner at third is Stratus. Link at second. And the runner at first, that is Nick Tomasetto. Shenevert's 0-1 delivery home. A breaking ball at the knees. Strike 2. Lane trying to protect here with 2 strikes and trying to help Norwich get back in this ball game here. It's a big opportunity for Norwich. Schenevert set at the belt, and the lefty deliveries home is bounced foul on the first base side, and there is assistant coach Luke Broadhurst. He still got it. He was just at UConn. He was a part of an unbelievable season for the Huskies. Dombrowski, the acting manager here this afternoon, is commanding the third base coach's box. Right behind Stratus. The 0-2 delivery is top to short. And instead, taking over is the third baseman, Valdez. Unable to come up with the baseball, Stevenson. 1 run will come home to score, and so will Link. It was a soft hit ground ball, and it was the third baseman, Jeff Valdez, who took control of it. It was a hard throw over across the diamond and a tough one for Stevenson to handle. Norwich has come through with a couple of runs, still batting with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Yeah, and that soft contact ended up being a blessing as the grab over by Stevenson being unsuccessful. Link able to get home. 2 runs now. Still a ways to go, but ever so closer to tying this ball game up.
It will be scored as an infield hit for Connor Lane. 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs in this ball game. Baglino popped up. That's into shallow center field. Nader Wachter moving in and will make the catch on it. But Norwich strikes for a pair of runs. The lead is 6 for Nashua. Headed to the 6th inning here in Norwich. You're watching Unicorn Baseball. Streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175. Thank you to Capital Property Group in Jewett City for sponsoring this game on SNSN Radio. Capital Property Group, find their information on Facebook. Again, a thank you to Capital Property Group for sponsoring tonight's broadcast on SNSN Radio. New catcher in the ball game for Norwich is Owen Turner, a newcomer to the Unicorns. He'll be headed to Yale University in the fall. Oxford, Michigan native is going to catch Tiernan Powers, who's the new reliever in the ball game for Norwich. Powers, so far this summer, in 6 appearances, 8 1/3 innings worked, an ERA at 9.72. Bouncing ball chopped to short. Toronto charging on it. His throw across the diamond is a good one to take care of the leadoff batter in the inning. That was Aiden Zorin. Tiernan Powers, the new reliever, the right-hander out of Eastern Connecticut State University. Haddam Neck, New York native. 6'1", 185. Will test his luck against the catcher, Will Fosberg, who's 1 for 2 so far, has also drawn a walk. His last plate appearance finished with an RBI single into center field. That was just last inning. The 1-0 delivery is just outside, and it's 2-0. Well, there's been plenty of changes throughout this ball game from both sides, especially on a hot and humid summer day. So a chance for Baglino to get off his feet, and Owen Turner a chance to make his entrance as a Norwich Unicorn. This will be his debut. There's strike one, framed on the outside corner. Owen Turner, 6'1", 195 the measurables, as he will take his talents to Yale. There's a pitch lifted foul on the third base side, and also an opportunity for Turner to familiarize himself with some other teammates that will be joining him at Yale, including the likes of Teo Spatticini, who we saw pitch earlier in this ball game, Caden Dosa, who's in the outfield, and there's ball four that misses outside, so a one-out walk issued by Powers will be the second of the night for Will Fosberg and bring up the shortstop, TJ Laponis. Laponis up for the fourth time today. Singled, struck out, and walked. A wild pitch is going to move into scoring position. Will Fosberg, the catcher. So some command troubles here from the Senior Corn pitching staff has been troublesome here in this ball game and has opened the door for this Nashua offense, which has taken full advantage. One out runner in scoring position for Laponis. Watches ball two, missed downstairs. Power set at the belt, and the delivery home is in there for strike one. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to TJ Laponis. Rising junior out of Endicott College, 5'10", 180. The 2-1 delivery is topped foul on the third base side, and that will even the count 2-2. The on-deck batter is Sean Stevenson. He awaits on deck. That's the number 7 spot in the batting order. Nashua trying to hold on to this lead and get back into the win column to snap a 4-game skid. The 2-2 delivery is blasted foul on the third base side. It was a hanging breaking ball, but out in front of it was Laponis.
And I tell you right now, a strikeout for Powers right now would be huge for his confidence. We've yet to really see a C Unicorn pitcher get too comfortable on the mound.
Credit to this Nashua offense. Really been putting the pressure on in this ball game. The 2-2 delivery, another hanging breaking ball into left field, but right on the line for A.J. Soldra. Important second out in the inning, located by Powers. That'll bring up the number 7 hitter, Sean Stevenson.
And Stevenson's last at-bat, an RBI single for him.
Powers last pitch June 30th against this Nashua team. That was the ball game in which he pitched an inning and allowed just 1 hit. This is just appearance number 7 of the summer for Powers, trying to navigate around a 2-out base runner that's at second base. 0-1 delivery home is downstairs, and that will even the count to Stevenson, who is walked, grounded out, and also had an RBI base hit. Important batter for Powers to try and take care of here and end matters in the 6th. The breaking ball is cut on and knocked foul. That's off the top of the luxury suite deck on the third base side, and Powers 1 strike away from ending the inning. When Norwich comes to the plate, It will be the center fielder, Caden Dosa, and then the top of the order to follow. Powers' delivery is outside into the righty's batter's box, and it's going to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. The action in the Norwich bullpen has settled down here. We'll see what the decision for Chenevert will be, who's worked 5 innings in this ball game. Allowed 4 runs on 7 hits. A swing and a miss there for strike 3. Power is able to punch out Stevenson to end the inning. Scoreless inning in the books for Powers. Headed to the home 6th here in Norwich. A 10-4 lead for the Silver Knights. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Come and celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Unicorn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40-person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseeunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer. And as always, go see Unicorns.
The Norwich Unicorns have partnered with attorney John Heyman to bring a Reason to Ride bike night to Dodd Stadium on Wednesday, July 31st as part of the Unicorns' home game against the New Britain Bees. Riders can enter their bikes into a contest to win prizes and proceeds from the special entry fee that includes a ticket to the game. We'll go to help needy veterans. For more details, please reach out to Casey Collins via email at casey@ghostunicorns.com. To register, please click on the link below on the Unicorn website, which you can find in the Captain's Chronicles. Once again, a Reason to Ride bike night coming to Dodd Stadium Wednesday, July 31st, when the Norwich Unicorns play host to the New Britain Bees. First pitch slated for 6:30, and the gates opening at 5:30. New pitcher in the ball game for the Nashua Silver Knights as we meet the new reliever in the ball game. It's right-handed reliever Anderson Coelho Bautista. We saw him pitch last game against the Norwich Unicorns. That was back on Wednesday, in which Norwich were able to crack through for a couple of runs, and those were the first earned runs allowed by Anderson Coelho Bautista this summer, who has an ERA at 0.57. The American International College product is the new pitcher in the ball game for the Silver Knights, looking to protect their 6-run lead.
Yeah, and an ERA of 0.57. That's through 15 innings. That is not something to be taken lightly. This kid has produced some masterwork at the mound.
Well, he certainly has electric stuff, and a big reason for that is his ability to command the strike zone. And he throws a lot of first pitch strikes. And again, when he does issue the walks, he's just such a competitor on the mound. He just battles and battles, and Norwich is going to have their hands full here in this comeback mission. They've cracked through against him already this week. Looking to try and do something similar here. One of the best arms in the bullpen for Nashua. Top of the order for the Unicorns is Caden Dosa, and then the top of the order, a fly ball skied out to center field on the run, and making the catch on it is Nader Wachter. Dosa gave it a ride out to center field, but good catch out there over the shoulder style by Nader Wachter to take care of Caden Dosa. Go back to the top of the order for Anthony Toronto, who's 0 for 1 in this ball game. Grounded out to short in the fourth. Batista's delivery is outside for ball one. Batista 6'1", 195 out of Manchester, New Hampshire. There's a pitch, sliced foul. That's going to dip out into the concourse on the third base side, and the count is even, 1-1 to Anthony Tirado. Batista's delivery home is outside for ball two. The right-hander set at the belt. His delivery home is in there for strike two. Tirado, a native of Cheshire, Connecticut, out of the University of Massachusetts. The even count delivery is tapped to short, collected there on the run by Leponis. His throw across the diamond will take care of Tirado. 2 up and 2 down for Norwich here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, Christian Stratus.
Yeah, you got to think. Nashua putting Batista in at this stage of the game has got to show you how seriously they are taking this. They may be currently sitting at 6th in the standing, but a chance to dethrone a team who's tied for first. That's a chance you can't let slip by.
Batista, as far as his work this summer with Nashua, it's been lights out stuff, and now just one strike away from taking care of Christian Stratus, who is up for the 4th time tonight and has struck out, grounded out, and was hit by a pitch. Looking to protect on 2 strikes is Stratus. The 0-2 delivery home is inside, and the count's 1-2. Batista at the belt, the 1-2 delivery outside. So from 0-2, the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batista's longest outing this summer was 2 1/3 innings. That was on June 28th against the Lake Monsters in a 7-4 victory for Nashua. There's a breaking ball popped up. This is going to back up the shortstop. Leponis into the outfield grass will make the catch to take care of Stratus. A 1-2-3 inning for Batista. And it's a 10-4 lead for Nashua as we head to the 7th inning here on this Sunday Fun Day. You are watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
The Norwich Sea Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at GoSeaUnicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Food fight, Unicorn fans. That's right. We have a food fight coming to Dodd Stadium. That's happening on July 27th when the Vermont Lake Monsters come to town. It's a 6:30 ball game here at Dodd Stadium as the New England Lobster Rolls make their return as a part of the 30th season celebration of Dodd Stadium. The Connecticut Tigers' alternate identity in 2018 and 2019. The Lobster Rolls will take on the Vermont Creamies, who are the Lake Monsters, in the back half of a homestand, and we'll end it with a food fight. Delivery home is just downstairs, and that will even the count. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter in the inning for Nashua. There is ball 2 that just misses inside. There's a fly ball. That's going to tail foul on the third base side. Well, the batter up there is 58, but as we look at the roster sheet here for the Silver Knights, we cannot find a 58 rostered on Nashua, so I would imagine it's a new player that just joined the ball club today. There's a hard hit ball, slashed foul once again. This one on the third base side. A battle here between Tiernan Powers and Vinny Civitella, who is batting here, who's in fact a pitcher, a two-way player for the Silver Knights, which had us thrown for a loop here. The full count delivery is well outside for ball 4, so Civitella will reach to begin matters here in the 7th inning. It'll bring up the second baseman, Ben Tulo. So Civitella was batting for Jeff Valdez. I would have to wonder if he's going to stay in the game and play third when Nashua returns on defense. Tulo up for the 4th time tonight. And a sacrifice bunt his first time up and struck out looking. That was back in the 4th, and single to right in the 5th as he swings through strike 1. Norwich trying to hold Nashua here and allow the offense a chance to try and battle back further here in these late innings, which have been so instrumental for the recent success of Norwich, which has a 3-game winning streak hanging in the balance here as Norwich trails by 6. Throw over to the first base bag to check on Civitella, who's back in safely. Link, the first baseman, watching him. The first baseman for Norwich. The 0-2 delivery in on the hands, rolled over to short, collected there by Torado, steps on the bag for second, and the throw to first will be in time. But Torado's step on the second base bag, not in time, as Civitella able to beat it out, so it's a fielder's choice ground out, 6-3 for the first out in the Nashua 7th.
The left fielder, River Hart.
And the play over there on second. Just a hair late, almost a double play opportunity. Still, Tulo will go down and that 1 out.
So the lead base runner is into scoring position. As it's River Hart, the leadoff batter in the order. He's back up for the 3rd time today. His first 2 plate appearances were back in the 5th inning, a walk and a hit by pitch. Powers working ahead, nothing in 1. The right-hander at the belt, set. Civitella bouncing around along the base pass, and there's strike 2, pumped into the zone. Hart batting just .229, entering play today. Nashua as a team, a 256 batting average, but you got to imagine that's going to jump up a little bit with their performance offensively. A ground ball to short underneath the glove of Tirado. So that's back-to-back ball games for Anthony Tirado with an error committed. He's the team leader in errors so far this summer. That's number 14 of the summer for Tirado. Runners at the corners. It's the first error of the ball game for the Norwich defense. And it'll bring up the center fielder, Nader Wachter. Those are this juncture in the ball game. Outs you really feel you have to get. And Tirado, a little too quick, trying to make that transfer after receiving that ground ball, but unfortunately was unable to come up with it cleanly. The runner is in motion. That's Hart. Turner's throw to second, a good one, but it's a little in front of the runner, and unable to apply that tag in time was Tirado. There are runners in scoring position for Nashua. Hart is advanced to second, and the runner at third is Vinny Civitella. Wachter at the plate in an even count. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And some info talking about Tirado from the shortstop position. Coming into this one, 9 errors on the summer so far, so that's going to bring him now to double-digit errors on the season.
Batter is Nader Wachter, who is 2 for 4 in the ball game so far. These bats so dangerous for Nashua. There's a pitch reached out, poked to first. Link unable to come up with it. It's through into right field. 1 run coming home to score, and another as River Hart crosses the plate. We'll see if they will charge Peter Link with an error. Norwich has been a bit sloppy here defensively. In an inning in which you feel like you could have come out of it unscathed. It's the second error committed in the inning as it's officially scored an error charge to Peter Link. And for Link, that's his 4th error of the summer. So back-to-back errors. This one is a 2-run scoring error. And the lead for Nashua is 8. So it's the designated hitter, Owen Carey, to bat. 1 on and 1 away. It's a gut check type of game for Norwich, where you feel like the wind has been taken out of the sails. Everything had been going so well for the Unicorns entering play. Undefeated record in the month of July. Started off in grand fashion, pulling off a come-from-behind victory, and were able to take down the Starfires, who were ahead of Norwich. Some big wins to start this month. Powers still has a double play in order behind him, with 1 away and 1 on. The runner is in motion. The pitch is lifted back foul and out of play. And that'll even the count, and it will return Nader Wachter back to first base. Some movement in the Norwich bullpen. It's a right-handed reliever loosening for the Unicorns. We'll see how long the line is for Tiernan Powers. Tries to battle his way out of this 7th inning. The 2-2 delivery is knocked foul. That's out of play and into the parking lot. And the battle will continue here between Owen Carey and Tiernan Powers. Owen Carey out of Rutgers University, Londonderry, New Hampshire native, will be an incoming freshman at Rutgers. The 2-2 delivery is off the end of the bat, lifted into foul territory. A long run there for the Norwich third baseman. That is back onto the field. I was that young fan one time where I was at an Angel game, and a reliever in the bullpen threw me a baseball that I asked for. Dropped it the first time, dropped it again the second time, and finally the third time he gave it to some other fan, and I went home without a baseball.
My goodness.
There's another pitch. Sawed-off foul off the end of the bat. It's going to find a home into the seats again.
Oh, well, look at that. The kids over there got what they wished for.
That's what this game is all about. It looks like there is a new third baseman in the ball game for the Unicorn. So Christian Stratus has come out of the game. It's Trey Bagassi, who's the new infielder for Norwich. 2-2 delivery, the runner in motion. It's bounced over to second. This will break up the double play. Tomasetto's throw to first will take care of Owen Carey for the second out in the inning. So it's going to bring up the new right fielder, Aiden Zorn, who began this ball game in left field. This is Ryan Hyde, the pitching coach, who's come out to the mound, and the catcher, Owen Turner, will join him out there. After Nader Wachter was able to take the second base bag. Zorn today is 2 for 3. Began his afternoon with a strikeout caught looking and has since singled and also bounced into a ground out. So officially 2 for 4 is Zorn, who's up for the 5th time here in only the 7th inning. There's a wild pitch away from Owen Turner, and advancing to third without a throw is Nader Wachter. It's the 4th wild pitch offered by the Unicorn pitching staff here in this ball game. That's another important add-on run for Nashua, now just 90 feet away. The 1-0 delivery is tapped foul right to the on-deck circle. That's where the catcher, Will Fosberg, is standing. He's been a tough out today for Norwich. Fosberg, so far, a single and has drawn a couple of walks. The only time he was taken care of was in his first plate appearance where he grounded out to second. The 1-1 delivery from Powers, and a nice catch there from Owen Turner to keep that one from going to the backstop. That could have very well have brought home the 13th run of the game for Nashua. Wachter at third with 2 away. Powers trying to fight his way out of the 7th inning. The 2-1 delivery, a breaking ball is popped up, and it's going to sink into the seats behind home plate, and the count is even. The right-hander set in the 2-2 delivery as a hard hit ball bounced to second, collected there by Tomasetto. His throw to first will end the inning. But not before Nashua punches through a couple more runs, and they've taken a 12-4 lead, headed to the 7th inning stretch here in Norwich. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. 3, 4, and 5 for Norwich due up here in the 7th inning. Anderson Coelho Bautista still out there on the mound for Nashua. Plenty of changes in this ball game for both sides. Anthony Tirado is the third baseman for Norwich. Trey Bagasse is the shortstop. That's the changes on the left side of the infield. One in a long line of them. Owen Turner is making his debut for the Sea Unicorn. So those are all the changes that the Sea Unicorns have made. And there is strike 2 that crosses the inside corner. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to A.J. Soldra, who singled to center field his last time up, and there's a mini 2-game hitting streak going for himself. The 1-2 delivery is off the end of the bat, back to the screen, and the battle will continue between Bautista and Soldra. Right-hander set at the belt. His 1-2 delivery home. That one is lifted foul on the third base side. And this is a big inning for Norwich because 2 more runs from Nashua could end this ball game with the mercy rules in effect in the Futures League. A 10-run lead after 7 innings of play is enough for a victory. A ground ball over to short, collected there by Laponis. His throw across the diamond will take care of Soldra to begin matters in the Norwich 7th.
For first baseman, Peter Lynn.
And, that was no discredit to Laponis. That was a magnificent throw over there from shortstop. Just props to Soldra. He's got some wheels on him.
Oh, Soldra, I believe, was just able to leg that out. Thought that they ruled him out, but again, the speedy Soldra, we've talked about his speed all summer long, has been unbelievable. A real stupendous play on his end to win that race to the first base bag, and it's those little details in a ball game that when you look at the box score, it's going to go down as a single, but when you're watching this game as he is able to just dive back in safely. Bautista has some pickoff move, which we saw advertised last game where he was able to pick off Bo Jaworski. Soldra still at first for Norwich. He began the inning with a dribbler over to short. And there's a nice block by the catcher, Fosberg. And that will even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Norwich in 7th innings have outscored opponents 24-14. Looking for some more late inning magic as Soldra once again dives back in head first safely. Link still looking for his first hit of the ball game. Back in safely again. Link has had to wait now. About 3 pickoff moves over to first base. Soldra has a large lead, and now Bautista is going to step off. You would have to imagine that Soldra is going to take off here with the lead that he's created for himself. Link still waiting patiently. The delivery home is swung through for strike 2. It's a righty-on-righty matchup here between Bautista and Link.
Yeah, I think if I'm Soldra here, I'm jumping on this one.
Here comes the 1-2 delivery. A breaking ball downstairs. That'll level the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soldra has good speed and could quite possibly break up any double play opportunity. Every base runner is critical the rest of the way for Norwich. And Soldra has to dive back in. Bautista has kept close tabs on Soldra, who's the base runner at first, who legged out an infield base hit. Another multi-hit performance for Soldra. The 2-2 delivery is lifted over into left field. It's a base hit. Peter Link aboard for the first time today with the hit. Second time aboard overall. He drew a walk earlier. It's got to feel good for Peter Link, just trying to get himself started offensively. Who had a battle with 2 strikes. 2 on for Tomasetto with nobody out. Bautista's first pitch is downstairs to Tomasetto, who's had a knack for these lead inning strikes. His last 2 RBIs have come in the 7th inning or later. Link aboard at first, and Soldra aboard at second. Bautista's 1-0 delivery is slashed foul on the first base side. That one twisted him up. Tomasetto just fought it off.
Yeah, that one missiled into the right side stand section. That was dangerously close to a woman who looks very nonchalantly unaffected by by that one.
There's been plenty of foul balls here today. This one is going to stay in the field of play. A fly ball into right field. Trailing over to the foul territory there is the right fielder Zoran, who makes the catch in fair territory to take care of Tomasetto for the first out in the Norwich 7th.
The right fielder, Antonio Ducatelli.
So it's Antonio Ducatelli to bat for the 4th time today. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Check on the Silver Knight bullpen as they have a reliever loosening, so this might be it after Ducatelli. This might be the last batter of the ball game for Bautista, as there's a hard hit ball, but it's soaring foul past the Silver Knight bullpen down the left field line. Ducatelli just a bit tardy on that first pitch heater. Bautista trying to work through the 7th inning. The 0-1 delivery in the dirt, and that will even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ducatelli this past season at Central Connecticut in 16 games was a .238 hitter with a couple of RBIs and 9 runs scored. A hit could play to run for Norwich, if not more. Both base runners run well for the Unicorns, as there is ball 2, a fastball that misses downstairs. Don't wonder how much is left in the gas tank for Bautista, who's been used quite a lot as of late for Nashua. The 2-1 delivery is well struck. It's through into right field. A 3-hit performance for Ducatelli. Soldier being waved around third. He's coming home and will score. Antonio Ducatelli brings home A.J. Soldra. It's the 5th run of the ball game for Norwich. They're able to find a way to crack through against Bautista once again. That's going to bring out the manager, Kyle Jackson, and so will the entire infield defense for Nashua. This might be the end of the line for Anderson Coelho Bautista, who's run into some difficulties against this Norwich offense. Trying to work their way back into the ball game. Don't go anywhere. Nashua has made a move to the bullpen. We'll meet the new reliever when we come back. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Radio. So the third hit of the ball game from Antonio Ducatelli is the knockout blow for Anderson Quello Bautista, who departs with a couple of runners aboard. For the designated hitter, Connor Lane, it's a new reliever in the ball game. It's Nolan Medeiros for Nashua out of Riviera University. A local kid out of Nashua, New Hampshire, so he hails from the Gate City as well. We'll try and take care of Connor Lane, who's 2 for 2 here today, and another strong day at the plate for Connor Lane, who started to find his way offensively. Medeiros so far this summer for Nashua. This will be his 11th appearance, 12 2/3 innings worked, a 3.55 ERA for the Riviera product. Connor Lane taking control of the inside fastball down the left field line. It's extra bases. Lane will advance to second, and that will plate Peter Link. So Connor Lane has found his stride offensively. It's a 3-hit night for the DH. Connor Lane ripped it down the left field line, and Norwich has come back with the pair here this inning. And for Connor Lane, it's his second RBI of the ball game.
And what a big play right there to add some juice here to the Sea Unicorns. They're now only trailing, funny I'm saying only trailing 6, but the Sea Unicorns right now, they're playing for everything.
So it's Owen Turner who will bat for Norwich. He just joined the club earlier this week, and this is his first plate appearance. The 1-0 delivery is tomahawked foul on the third base side. Antonio Ducatelli at third, and Connor Lane is at second. Medeiros this past season with Riviera started 5 games and finished with a 2-2 record in 26 1/3 innings and a 5.13 ERA and a whip at 1.44 with the Riviera Raiders. It's a Division III school. Right now trying to escape the 7th inning as Owen Turner pops one up. Trailing back is the center fielder, Nader Wachter. It'll stay in the yard. Ducatelli at third is going to try and tag up and will score. Lane will advance to third. And Norwich has made it a 5-run ball game. 3 runs here in the 7th inning. Norwich starting to creep a little bit closer here.
The center fielder, Kaden Dilson.
So again, Norwich one step closer, 12-7 here and 2 outs. We were at one point wondering if that mercy rule was going to come into effect. That's a 10-point lead after 7 innings, but now Norwich, now we're sitting here wondering, do they have a shot?
Time will only tell as there's a pitch bounce foul off the bat of Caden Dosa, who's flew out to center field his last 2 plate appearances and has struck out. Still looking for his first hit with Norwich this summer. And a chance to bring Norwich within 4. Unicorns out hitting Nashua 11-9, but trailing by 5. There's a pitch bounced to third, collected there by Civitella. His throw across the diamond will be in time to end the inning. But not before Norwich strikes for 3 runs, and they've made it a 5-run ball game. Headed to the 8th here in the Rose City. You're watching Sea Unicorn Baseball. Streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a 3rd-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better, better burns. Much
new reliever in the ball game for Norwich is right-handed reliever Caden Murphy. There's the baseball for the Unicorns, trying to hold the ball game here in the 8th inning. So far this summer for Murphy, after this one's bounced to second, Tomasetto able to recover and throw out Fosberg. So one pitch all that's needed from Murphy to record the first out here in the 8th inning. And for Caden Murphy, this will be his 5th appearance of the summer, his 4th in relief. 9 1/3 innings worked, has allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and has walked 5 while striking out 7 to the tune of a 2.89 ERA. Going to ask for much more efficiency, and there's strike 1 to begin this late appearance against TJ Laponis. Laponis today is 1 for 4, as single to left field, and has struck out, walked, and flew out to left field as he's backed up on an inside pitch, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike to Laponis. Laponis, a rising junior at Endicott College. The 2-1 delivery, that one misses outside into the lefty batter's box, and the count's 3 balls and 1 strike. This is a big inning for Norwich defensively. Try and make something happen with 6 outs remaining. The 3-1 delivery is bounced to short on the backhand side of Bigassi's throw across the diamond is not in time. Got to collect it on a hop. There was Peter Lincoln. That's going to be an infield base hit. It's the 2nd hit of the ball game for Laponis, and a 1-out base runner for Nashua.
Yeah, and it took an impressive throw, but not in time for Bigassi, as Laponis able to get himself on base.
It's the 10th hit of the ball game for Nashua. 12 runs on 10 hits. Norwich has 7 runs on 11 hits, but have committed 2 errors. As the first pitch fastball dives inside to the first baseman, Sean Stevenson. The 1-0 delivery is swung through, and that's going to even the count. Just getting a piece of it there with Stevenson on the fastball. The Woodstock, Connecticut natives delivery is lifted foul back over our heads, and it's 1-2. Murphy last pitched against Nashua June 30th, when an inning in 2/3, and allowed just 1 hit in that span. Trying to navigate a 1-out base runner. That's represented by the shortstop, Laponis. There's a ground ball that's going to go through into right field. So back-to-back hits for Nashua. As runners at first and second, as Stevenson is aboard for the 3rd time today. And that's the 11th hit of the ball game for Nashua. So both teams deadlocked at 11 hits. So this is going to bring up Jeff Valdez. But I think if point streak is right, that would have to be Vinny Civitella. And since we have the rosters pulled up here for the Silver Knights, Vinny Civitella is wearing number 58. And Jeff Valdez, the infielder, is listed as 26. So by what I'm seeing, that's Vinny Civitella who lifts that one foul, and that's going to even the count, but quite possibly, I think that's just something where over the course of a game where you see those changes that have been made. It's a completely brand new script in the outfield for Nashua. And the infield defense is shifted almost completely for Norwich on the left side of the infield. I mean, there's been a flurry of moves made in this ball game. Civitella is one of those. It's backed away, and there is ball 2. The runner at first for Nashua is Sean Stevenson, and the runner at second is TJ Laponis. Murphy trying to battle with 1 away and 2 on. The breaking ball is sliced through into left field, being waved, and now immediately the stop sign is put up. Initially, they were waving home the base runner Laponis to try and bring him home to score, but that's 3 straight hits, and that has loaded the bases for Nashua. The bats continuing to roll here for the Silver Knights, who have always had an answer here for any Sea Unicorn response. A nice job there by the left fielder, A.J. Solder, to come up throwing on that base hit into left field. There's a fly ball into left center field. Solder on the run is going to make the catch. And tagging at third is Laponis. He'll come home and score. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for Bentulo. And there is the second out in the inning.
And it looks like it was Laponis who came in home, and after that sack from Tulo, now 13-7. So Silver Knights trying to drive the dagger into this one and escape here with a victory.
So 2 on, but 2 outs. Murphy's delivery to Hart is a fastball on the outside corner. Hart reached last time after an error was committed by the Sea Unicorn shortstop, Trey Bagassi, which was then followed by a 2-run scoring error. That was committed by Nader after Nader Wachter rolled a ground ball to first base. That went in between the legs of Peter Lincoln to right field. Murphy well ahead of Hart, 0-2. There's ball 1. That one missed badly outside, and Owen Turner just able to reach back and get a piece of it to keep that one from going to the backstop. The runner at first is Civitella, and the runner at second is Stevenson. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hart. There is a breaking ball that sails over his head as Hart, the left fielder, went ducking for cover. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Murphy set at the belt. The 2-2 delivery is lifted into center field. Moving back, Dosa still going back shy of the warning track. Will make the catch in center field to end the inning. But Nashua able to plate their 13th run of the ball game. It's a 6-run lead for the visitors. Headed to the bottom of the 8th inning here in Norwich. You're watching Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Radio.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
Fans, we encourage you to come out to the ballpark every Tuesday. It's $2 hot dog night as well as other concession specials. Norwich will be back at home on Tuesday, and we'll meet with these Nashua Silver Knights. Every Tuesday home game, different specials at the concession stands, and all those ball games at 6:30 local time. The gates will open at 5:30 before the Norwich Unicorns play host to the Nashua Silver Knights coming up on Tuesday. Norwich trying and battle their way back here tonight, trailing by 6 as we begin the 8th inning. Madero still on the hill for Nashua's first delivery is outside for ball 1 to the third baseman, Anthony Tirado. The 1-0 delivery. That one sails outside, and it's quickly 2-0. There's ball 3, so 3 straight pitches outside the zone. Tirado was the leadoff hitter for Norwich last game against the Starfires. We'll work a 4-pitch walk, so about as perfect of a start you could ask for from Anthony Tirado's perspective, who works a 4-pitch walk. It'll bring up the shortstop, Trey Bigassi, with the leadoff base runner for Norwich.
Bigassi now batting the Your Sea Unicorns.
So Bigassi will take his first cuts here today. Stratus will finish his ball game 0 for 3 after being also hit by a pitch. Tirado with the base runner at first, building his lead, and there is the first and second strikes of the inning to Trey Bigassi, who's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Bigassi so far this summer for Norwich, batting .060 for the Unicorns. Trying to find something here offensively as pitch misses badly outside. Good block, though, by Fosberg, who's been excellent in this ballgame on both sides of the baseball. Tirado, the base runner, has 11 stolen bases. He runs well and is going on the pitch as it's grounded through into left field. Trey Bigassi aboard, and going all the way to third is Anthony Tirado at an incredible jump as he was going the whole way. And Trey Bigassi able to pick him up. The first 2 have reached base safely for Norwich. Runners at the corners for A.J. Soldra.
And what a hit there by Bigassi, and Anthony Tirado there on the slide. He got some distance. He actually almost went a little too far, narrowly avoided getting out, but now he rests over on third.
So Soldra already with a pair of hits in this ball game, as the first one he sees misses downstairs. Soldra this summer with Norwich, now 8 multi-hit ball games. As there is ball 2, and looks like Medeiros is not going to give Soldra really anything at all to swing at. They know how dangerous Soldra is, the former NJIT product, who will now call Seton Hall home. Soldra batting for the second consecutive game in the number 3 spot in the order, as that will even the count. A good pitch that nails the outside corner. Medeiros has been living around the edges against the hot bat of A.J. Soldra. The 2-2 delivery home is waved at and missed for strike 3. Good breaking ball from Medeiros. Fools Soldra for the first down in the Norwich 8th. It'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Peter Link. Link singled into left field his last time up, and has 3 of his 4 hits this summer against this Nashua pitching staff. A hit would mean a run in this case for Norwich. potentially a second. Base runner at first is Trey Bigassi, who singled to left his last time up earlier in the inning. Norwich beginning this inning with a leadoff walk and a single to left field. 12 hits for both sides now in the ball game. The right-hander set at the belt. His offering is in there for strike one. The runner Bigassi's going. There's a pitch over to third. Civitella across the diamond. That will take care of Peter Link, but it's a productive out as it brings home Anthony Tirado, and the lead for Nashua is just 4. This has been the inning, and Norwich has been so dangerous. They've outscored opponents 37-13 in 8th innings this summer. They've also had no problems with 2 outs in the 8th inning. It's Nick Tomasetto is right on cue. Has been the hero for Norwich in these 8th inning spots. The delivery to Tomasetto's popped up into shallow right field, trailing underneath it, and there to make the catch is Aiden Zorin to end the inning. Norwich able to plate a run in the inning, but they trail by 5. Headed to the 9th inning here in Norwich. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175. Ready to go here in the top of the 9th inning. Caden Murphy back out on the rubber for Norwich as he toes the slab from the right side of the rubber. His first test will come against the center fielder, Nader Wachter, who transitioned there from where he began this ball game in right field. Nashua tonight, 4 in the 3rd, 6 in the 5th, 2 more in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th, for a grand total of 13 runs here in this ball game, which puts a big wrench into what Norwich had done coming into play today, holding opponents to just 2 runs over the last 2 ball games. Rolled over to short, but Bigassi's throw across the diamond in time to take care of the leadoff hitter, Nader Wachter, in the Nashua 9th inning. A look around the Future League scoreboard. The Road Warriors winners here on this Sunday, 6-4 against the Brockton Rocks. That's win number 5 of the summer for the Future League Road Warriors. The Worcester Bravehearts holding a 5-2 lead over the New Britain Bees, and that's important because Worcester's a half game behind New Britain for 3rd in the Future League standings. And the Westfield Starfires holding a 4-2 lead on the road against the Vermont Lake Monsters. That game's in the bottom of the 6th inning. A win for Westfield would give them clear position at the top spot of the Future League standings if Norwich is unable to come back in the 9th inning. The right-hander Murphy's 1-1 delivery is off the front foot there of Owen Carey. Went down in a heap, but good to see him get back under his own power. Those foul balls off your feet, your ankle area. He's wearing some protective gear down there, but I promise you, a baseball right off your front leg is never going to feel all right.
And Adam, you want to talk some Futures League standing talks. So you mentioned...
Well, as Tomasetto moves across to make the play on it, there's 2 outs, and back to the point about these Future League standings.
So the Road Warriors take that game today against Brockton. The Road Warriors, of course, in a interesting scenario, having no place to call home, but they still sit at the bottom. The Sea Unicorns, if they lose this game, that will definitively put them at 2nd place behind Westfield, who seems to be in a 4-2 lead. Yes, a 4-2 lead against Vermont. And Nashua, who's 3-7 in their last 10. They're kind of showing the Futures League what's up in this game against the Sea Unicorns, who are 7-3 in their last 10. This would be a pretty big win for Nashua.
These are 2 teams going in different directions entering play today, but Nashua putting a big wrench in the plans of the Sea Unicorns, who has their 3-game winning streak hanging in the balance. Murphy working with an 0-1 count. As there's a fly ball. Moving back is the right fielder, Ducatelli. Still going back at the wall, is able to make the catch at the warning track. An unbelievable play there to take care of the pinch hitter, Anthony Ruggiero, who gave it a good ride out to the warning track, but that's how the inning will end. A scoreless 9th inning for Caden Murphy. Norwich trailing by 5 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. You're watching Norwich Sea Unicorn Future League Baseball. Streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. New pitcher in the ball game for Nashua is right-handed reliever Andreas Holthacker out of UMass Lowell, Nashua, New Hampshire native. Will be a rising senior, 6'3", 205. A big kid is Holthacker, who's going to try and steer this into the win column for Nashua, who has come into play, dropping their last 4 ball games, and a chance to take care of the top seed in Norwich Sea Unicorns, who are in a stalemate atop the Future League standings, entering play with the Westfield Starfires. And for Holfacker entering play here today, this will be his 12th appearance of the summer, 10 1/3 innings worked. Has allowed 19 hits, 20 earned runs, 20 runs, 12 of those earned, to the tune of a 10.45 ERA. Well, there's been some gaps and some holes to be found in the pitching of Holfacker this summer. We'll see if Norwich is able to spot them here. Needing 5 runs, but only 3 outs to play with. It's Antonio Ducatelli who will lead it off for Norwich, who has had by far and away his best game at the plate this summer. 3-hit effort so far for the right fielder, Antonio Ducatelli. Trying to start things out on the right foot for Norwich. Holfacker's delivery is a fly ball into the left center field gap. Back on the run. It's going to go out to the wall. Extra bases on the way for Ducatelli, who's rounding second, and we'll stop there. Antonio Ducatelli with a 4-hit ball game. It's his second double in as many games, his third double of the summer. And it'll bring up another bat that's turned red hot as of late, Connor Lane, who has a 3-hit ball game for himself. He's 5 for his last 5. And 6 for his last 9.
Yeah, Ducatelli's really been having himself a night coming into this one. Batting just around the 250 mark, that being the double right there, number 3 on the summer.
So it's the righty bat of Connor Lane, whose season with Old Saybrook is the stuff of legend. I mean, video game-like numbers has thrusted him into the mix as far as the MLB draft is considered, which is right around the corner. The 0-1 delivery is a breaking ball down Broadway, and it's 0-2. Connor Lane with Old Saybrook, they had plenty of youth baseball days, and all the youngsters would come to the ball game in droves, just wanting to get a glimpse of the greatness of Connor Lane, who bounces a soft hit ball, tap to the rubber, sliding to collect it there as the reliever Holfacker is tossed to first. It is in time to take care of Connor Lane for the first out in the Norwich ninth, but that will advance Antonio Ducatelli 90 feet. He's at third with 1 away for the catcher, Owen Turner. Turner, about as productive as you can be in your first plate appearance. Hit a sacrifice fly into center field. That was back in the 7th inning. He came on for Aiden Baglino, who began the game as the catcher. Turner checks his swing, but it's ruled a strike, and the Unicorn faithful not too pleased about the call. They share their thoughts and concerns. As the right-hander Holfacker ready on 0-1. Ooh, my, that one almost hit him in the facial area. That'll even the count, 1-1. A brushback, chin music kind of pitch, but those are not the fun ones to stare down as he swings through strike 2, and that type of pitch will make you have swings like that after you almost get your front row of teeth knocked out. You got to find yourself again at the plate as there's ball 2 down in the dirt. And a good block there from the catcher Fosberg to keep that one from going to the backstop. Fosberg has had his hands full here in this ball game on both sides of the baseball. The even count delivery home is in there for strike 3. Turner down on strikes as he watches the outside breaking ball nail the outside corner, so there's a big second out. Norwich down to their final out in the ball game.
Yeah, now with 1 out left to go, this game resting on the hands of Caden Dosa, someone who up until today has not played a game for the Unicorns, this being his first time out.
Dosa was a consistent player as a rookie back at Yale with the Bulldogs, and his rookie campaign batted .272 and started 29 games. California native trying to keep the ball game alive for Norwich. The 0-1 delivery to Dosa is in there for strike two. It looked a bit outside, but it's going to be ruled as strike two. Dosa, as much as what he does athletically, is such a good student as well in the classroom. That's why he's at Yale. The 0-2 delivery is swung through, and the ball game is over. Back-to-back strikeouts for Holthacker, and Nashua's back into the win column. They win this one today by a final score of 13-8. 13 runs for the Silver Knights on 12 hits, and they played a clean game defensively. They made no errors. Norwich on the losing end of things. It's their first loss suffered in the month of July. 8 runs on 13 hits, and they committed 2 errors. And when you look back at this ball game, a big third inning and a bigger sixth inning, 10 of the 13 runs tonight coming in those early innings of this ball game, and that really set the stage here, Ryan. And if you're in Norwich, get a day off tomorrow, get off the feed, and game 2 of a 3-game stretch against Nashua.
Yeah, if you're Norwich, short-term memory, you lost to a lower-seeded team, but there's a whole heck of a lot of season to go. You've got things. You got the All-Star break coming up, and July, it's a long month, and then we've got short-lived August, and then, hey, before you know it, playoffs are upon us.
Absolutely. So Norwich will get back to work on Tuesday night, which is also going to be Cow Appreciation Night at the ballpark, as well as $2 Tuesday, as the Norwich Unicorns will play host to the Nashua Silver Knights. The time of the ball game here today, we got underway at 4:01 local time, and things wrapped up at 7:16. So a 3-hour and 15-minute ball game, and we were treated so kindly earlier in the week of a ball game that was just around that 2-hour mark, 2 hours and 9 minutes to be exact. And this one a bit of a longer journey with plenty of twists and rides, but nice to see some guys like Connor Lane. He's really broke out of his shell. 3-hit game for him today. And you look at Antonio Ducatelli, a 4-hit ball game for him. Those are the 7 and 8 batters in the lineup. And Caden Dosa showed some power, a couple of fly balls out to center field, so you have to expect a guy who was such a regular at Yale. There's some lightning in a bottle at the bottom of the order, and a lot of protection in this order going through, and more times than not, when you get 8 runs into the ballgame, you figure to win the baseball game. And a couple of miscues defensively, a couple of wild pitches, things really went awry for Norwich defensively, and it was the Silver Knights who were able to take full advantage in this ball game.
Yeah, that they were, and credit to the Silver Knights. This could be, like we said, coming into this one, they were 3-7 in their last 10 games, but they could use this game, build some momentum, and make a late-season push. But back to what you said about Connor Lane, really cool to see someone like him, a rising freshman. It's always so fun to see rising freshmen ball out in these sorts of summer leagues because, you mentioned his senior year at Old Saybrook. He was batting over 500. He was a man among boys, but now he's with the big boys, and he fits right in.
Well, he's 6'4" his last 9. That's a .667 batting average. Couple of RBIs. You have to expect he's going to get some more plate appearances. Normally we've seen him as a catcher, but when you start to production like that, he was a DH today, and you figure Coach Murphy's going to want to get his bat in the lineup a little bit more often. He's going to be in the DH spot as well, and
that he will.
More of a threat. So this is going to wrap things up. Here is we have all of our youngsters at the ballpark running the bases on this Sunday fun day at the ballpark, and then they'll have a catch in the outfield where children 12 and under will go onto the field for a 15-minute catch in the outfield. The baseballs for Have a Catch are presented by CT Dodd. And remember, fans, Sundays are also our First Mate Day at the ballpark. The First Mates Club is open to children 12 and under. As a member, you will receive a ticket to every Sunday home game, receive a T-shirt, and a credential to show off your membership in style. Receive discounts at concessions and merchandise stands on Sundays, as well as participate in a season-ending ice cream social for the last Sunday of the regular season, presented by K&H Equipment of Plainfield. That's going to wrap things up here on this Sunday fun day at the ballpark. Plenty of fun for the Nashua Silver Knights, who are able to snap their 4-game skid. They're back into the win column. A 13-8 victory on the road for Nashua. Norwich will be right back in action here on Tuesday night. It's the second of 3 against the Silver Knights. I'm Adam Plager, and for all of our production staff with SNSN, I'm saying so long, and we'll see you on Tuesday.